What's happening?
Woo!
What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to After Hours with the Crew on the Baggers and Brews YouTube channel. It feels like it's been a minute.
It has been a
since
minute.
we've done a live, everything that's been going on. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight, hanging out with us for a little while.
Woo!
So what just happened?
I forgot the camera. I forgot. Almost fell over. Do me a favor. Put these two in there. Grab me that one.
Look, this one?
Yeah, grab me that one.
Did you just chicken out on the?
Well, no, I'm trying to. Oh no, it's not this one. I'm trying to figure out which beer I should be drinking tonight here.
What the? Is there a delay on the screen?
There might be.
That's weird. So can you guys hear us?
There we go.
Everybody hear us okay?
Put that one back.
See us okay? Let us get some comments in the side. Audio, video, good.
Whew.
Testes.
What's up, Street Glide Special? Hey, from South Jersey. Oh.
Charlie, man, that's a valid point.
That's a valid question, man.
Valid point. No, you can't. Come on, Corey. Good on both counts. Thank you, Miss Sackery. Somebody not goofing around.
They said sounds good. Is that what? Yeah, good on both accounts. Good.
All right.
Testes.
Well, again, Welcome back for all you guys that have been here all the time. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Whew.
Everybody new. This is your first time tuning in. We're Baggers and Brews, the channel. George and Bert. Thanks for tuning in if it's your first time. If you haven't, click that subscribe button. All that good stuff. So Pro Monkey says he's
can't hear us, but stuck in mission space.
It's not us, it's him. Mission space, huh? I'm not a fan of that ride. So, Archosaurus, where's 16 Street Glide?
Oh, he says 16 Street Glide is from South Jersey. He said hello from South Jersey.
Oh, okay.
So that's what. So we got a bunch of people here in the chat this evening.
I got a cord in my way. I can't see the.
Oh, you can't see? Well,
The beard's ugly.
Oh, man. We got Charlie from New Hampshire, Archosaurus, Michael Bike is in here, Corey. What's up, guys? Adam Rugg.
I got you a mouse, right?
I know you did, and I'm still like
stretching out over that.
Still stretching out.
Just use that little stool over there to put the mouse on.
I could do that.
Mouse with your left.
And I got a mouse with my left.
The last time you guys saw us was well before Daytona.
Or live at the Zero tent if they caught that one.
Yeah, that wasn't playing. But so we've obviously been to Daytona since. Holy smokes.
Oh boy.
You sent me a lick. Excuse me?
So I'm not gonna ask that mouse. I don't know what it did there. So
do they? Is it still gone?
No, we're back. They just have the delay. Oy vey. Can I open?
I mean, it's just a mouse, bro.
Can I have a beer now?
Holy smokes! You ain't kidding. I thought I was the one that was bad with electronics.
Oh, you are.
Oh, am I? I know how to use a basic mouse.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that mouse did.
Well, you can't just click all the buttons on it.
Why didn't I click any buttons?
Whatever. So, anyway, you want to talk about what do you want to talk about? No beer for you.
No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so, what are you drinking? I am drinking. I'll answer that first because you need to settle down. I am drinking FML. By Stone. It's Fear Movie Lions, whatever that means. And it's an 8.5% hazy double IPA. Of course. And it's pretty good. First time having it. I give it a thumbs up.
Nice.
Your turn.
Nice. I am drinking Skygazer Brewing Company's watercolors. It's a
Izzy Arch. Okay. Okay. Oh.
It's a Berliner Weiss sour with blackberry, mango, tangerine, and it's supposed to taste like Nerds.
But you haven't tried it yet.
No, not this one.
Picked up some bag fillers and cup holder. Mention you guys where I learned about. Oh, cool, man. Thanks, Adam. That's awesome. You got the filler ones, don't you?
I do. I got the filler lights, man. I love them.
Yeah, they're nice.
Ooh.
They're nice. Is that the 12%er?
I think this is a 12%.
All right, everybody say night to George.
I'm telling you. Oh, yeah. 12%. So I love the filler lights. I mean, they were made, like they're made so it looks like the bike, should come with them. They're made how they fit in there. So, and they were an easy install. Yeah, they look really nice.
Do you have them, Adam, do you already have them installed? Or do you still got to put them on? Just curious. Cup holder's pretty easy. George getting wrecked, probably.
I got a couple of 12%ers. Already had one.
So anyway.
Coffee porter from Northwoods Brewing.
Never heard of it.
No,
sounds good though.
That does sound good.
That old Dallas. George looks 14 tonight. Why?
So Daytona trip.
Talk about it.
Ride down. How's the ride down?
The ride down was good, man. I don't think it was really any issues on the ride down. Weather was good, not great, but it was good until. Well, I mean, it was good the whole time. It took a little bit to warm up. Obviously, we're leaving New Jersey in early March, so
it's funny. It was like 40 when we left.
Felt like it got colder by the time we got to like Baltimore.
Well, we got to Baltimore. We expected it to get warmer. Droop says it's gonna be a long one. Or sure, I don't know, Droop. We have no plan. We have no plan, Droop. But yep, Papa P. We met Papa P there in Daytona. It was like chilly to Baltimore, and then I feel like every hour after we left Baltimore, it was like we were able to shed another layer. Like the jacket came off, the visors went up. We wound up getting rid of the hoodies at some point. I feel like it got nice and warm. And we actually pulled over to I think take off the hoodies because it was getting so warm, which is not like
it seems like it was so long ago. I forget even where
we normally tough it out. So made it down.
It was a good trip.
Made it down to Waltersboro. We ate at the worst Cracker Barrel ever.
They were on the struggle bus for sure.
Two waitresses.
They had about 2 waitresses for the whole place, and the managers weren't helping out, and it was a mess. But it's a Cracker Barrel. What do you expect?
They had a new cook.
Not fine dining. The food was good, though.
The food was good, but it was like the trifecta, man. You had 2 waitresses, a new cook, and 2 managers walking around, didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, it was a cluster. So they might be stuck with us for a while. Yeah, so that was day 1.
Day 2.
Pretty uneventful, really. I mean,
just
smooth sailing. It's almost 700 miles.
Day 2, we headed out, hotel breakfast. We were on the road, not terribly early. Got down to Daytona.
12:30, I think.
Yep. And it was hot.
It was hot.
Yeah.
You can never trust these weather people. I was expecting 75. It was 85. And it was hot. Sweating my sack off.
And at 85 after you were riding in 40 less than 24 hours later was hot.
Earlier, yeah.
So we hung out there for a little bit. And
now look what you did. You started the great Cracker Barrel debate and whether Cracker Barrel sucks butt or not.
Is there a good Cracker Barrel?
Golly.
Best Southern food around, that Cracker Barrel. Bring on the dumplings.
Archosaurus wants to know if we talk while riding.
Sometimes.
A little bit.
Sometimes.
They're not just talking the whole time.
Usually we talk more on the way there than we do on the way back.
So, well, yeah. So we talk for the first couple hours here and there until George's fully charged Senna dies after like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was not holding. It was not
and
holding charge.
Mine goes for the whole day. So after he shut off on me, I just turned on some music.
Yeah.
So, we'll talk a little bit.
Yeah, we talk some.
Mostly just to watch out for this jag off coming up on the right or blah, 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 stupid stuff like that. I hate making gravy in my shorts on hot days. That's disgusting. Gravy. So
we stayed at a hotel.
We got there by 12:30 and we went. So somebody had some technical difficulties.
What happened there?
What did you need from the
my fob. My fob died.
Yeah, so we started getting to the point every time he turned off his bike, he couldn't get it back started because the battery in the fob was dying. So instead of going to the hotel, we just went straight down to Bruce Rossmeyer's.
Yeah.
Pulled in there about 12:30, and of course, I mean, instantly ran into one of you guys.
Yep.
Remember who that was?
Who was that?
You don't remember who we ran into as we were parking the bikes?
Oh, we ran into. Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ! Now I can't remember his name.
It's didn't know. Carville, Bill
Carville. We ran, and I mean, Bill parked the bike like right in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
he was like, "What's up?" Park the bike. Dang, done.
Got off, talked to him for a little bit, which was cool. Took a pic. We'll post that here sometime soon. One of our subscribers, which was cool. And then we started to head over to the dealership to get his key fob, and we saw a big ugly monkey. Jessica, what's up? You were there for the second half. We were enjoying Disney at that point, but we'll get you in one of these rallies hopefully.
Yep.
So we see a big ugly monkey and go over to see what he's doing, and it turns out to be the Ad Van Black tent.
Yep.
So we got caught up there for a little bit,
hung out there for a little while, and started to make the rounds a little bit, and went over to the Clockworks tent. And what's up, Toby? And we met Brian Clock for the first time.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Brian?
Cool dude.
Really
cool dude. Talked to us for a while, man. Like I figured, you're going to be busy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be busy at the rally. You got a lot of people wanting to talk. He talked to us for a while. It had to be 20 minutes.
Yeah.
At least.
And we met his wife, Vanessa, and hung out there for a little bit, and went to see a few other people, and then headed to the hotel for a quick break.
I need to get some food.
And we picked actually a nice hotel. If you're going to Daytona, it was kind of away from the craziness. It was a Holiday Inn, right?
So it's a 7-mile shot. If you're at Bruce Rossmeyer's, it's 7 miles down 95 south on LPGA Boulevard. Yep. So as soon as you get off the exit there at that exit for LPGA, it's like straight in front of you. You make a right and you make a quick left, and there. It was a nice hotel. It was clean. It was in really good shape.
And it wasn't terribly far from Main Street. It wasn't terribly far from Bruce Rossmeyer's.
No, I mean, it was a little bit away from everything. So, yeah, a little peace and quiet, but it wasn't hard to get to all the stuff. You got a new screen from Clockworks?
Awesome, Papa P. Which one did you get?
That's for the trike?
For the trike.
Yeah. This year, Roadie Riders. Not this year.
Myrtle Beach.
We got to fit that in. I think it's coming up.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. I don't know if it's April. I don't know. I forget the dates of.
Myrtle might be a good one for us next year at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a day.
It's not far. It's a day's ride, less than a day's ride.
Yep.
I think what's it like 8-hour ride time?
Do we have reservations for Americade? Not yet, but it is not off the table. We're still kind of we haven't talked about anything because we wanted to get through Daytona first, and that's kind of where we're at right now. But Americade's a reasonable one for us to hit.
Yeah, again, Americade's not far.
Not a bad ride.
Not a bad ride. Can do a quick weekend. You got the 7-inch smoked.
Nice.
So it's in May. Okay, so.
All right.
Yeah, we're not doing Myrtle this year. Possibly next year.
Yeah.
And I wish we could do all these things, man.
Yeah.
If you guys go get about 30,000 of your closest friends to subscribe to us, then maybe we could do all these.
Oh, Steve.
We have not done an iron butt yet, but it's coming.
No, it's coming. Steve, Clockworks here are two of my favorite aftermarket companies, man. And they are definitely two of ours, and they're good people. You know, Brian and Vanessa, they have a really neat company. You know, what did he say? Like 12,
give me that stool.
12 employees?
18
employees.
Ow, somebody we talked to at 18. You can't lift that up.
Well, I got beer here. I'm not having the best night.
You worry about your drink. I'll worry about.
All right. Well, we were caught up in the chat that ends now.
We ain't gonna be caught up. We gotta talk to the people. Man, this floor is crooked as them.
Oh my God!
Did you plug it in?
Amateur Moose.
Did you plug it in?
Yeah, it's plugged in, dude. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. I like turned it on and turned it off, and it threw me right out. There it is.
Working right there. Am I too far away?
You might be. You're
kidding, right?
I don't know.
I hate electronics.
See?
It's the range on this thing. Slide that thing my way. Without turning this off.
Staying at the Holiday Inn in Lake George from the 7th to the 9th. So.
Who's that? Who's staying at the Holiday Inn?
Well. I can't see.
Oh, you got this apple. How far up was it?
It's right there. Charlie from New Hampshire.
Staying at the Holiday Inn, Lake George from 7th to 9th. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to start figuring out what our next move is. We're a little behind on that this year. What's up, Moose? We're doing. Papa P, we never forget Ed Van Black, man. Ed Van Black is the shiz.
Yeah.
We finally got to meet Alan, who, as you know from watching Monkey stuff, he's the big boss at Van Black. Yep. And really cool dude, man. We actually this is bogus, man. We actually got to actually go out down to Main Street with him and hang out for a little bit. The last night we were there.
Oh yeah,
which was cool.
So we took Alan out on the town.
He don't drink, so I mean there was limitations on how much fun we could have. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your apple doesn't like mice.
I don't know.
Meese.
This
is bogus, dude. You got to use your friggin' hand because it like picks and chooses when it wants to work.
Yeah.
I'm
just gonna pull it back here.
Okay, cool. Toby Northern, does that put your vision? Oh, you're talking about Shield still? Let's see. Somebody call tech support.
We need.
What's up, Moose?
We need some tech support tonight, man.
Emery's here. He's late, but he's here. Steve Bates just booked Arizona Bike Week.
Nice.
That's cool.
Toby wants to know if we're going to VAM.
As of right now, no. We got to figure out this. So it's in July, right? I don't know. Like I feel like June's gonna be really busy with like time off from work and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if
Go Glide. Welcome to the Pint Glass. Go Glide is back.
Oh, nice.
The crew.
Where'd he go? He was a member.
I don't know what happened there. So I see. Has anybody found?
We're caught up.
Are we caught up?
Changed bank card and had to okay. That makes sense. Right. Process is late to the party. That's all right, man. We're late to the party too tonight.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we were late to the party, man. So I see nobody has found the new emojis yet. So
you got to clue them in on that.
What's up, Paul?
VAM's in July, late July, huh? Ooh, July 21. That's my anniversary. I don't know if Mom was letting me doing that.
Yeah, it's probably gonna happen. Although I think it is good that they moved VAM to July because the weather should be a little bit more, a little bit more.
What's up, Paul G?
A little drier.
Welcome to the side chat. Yeah. What's going on, man? What is that? That is not an emoji, Corey.
Well, that's probably no. See, here it is. That's how they show up in StreamYard, but they actually showed up.
So it shows up right over. Okay,
yeah.
That's wild. Crew droop.
So, yep. So for those of you guys that are hanging out in the
Wild Moto
in the Discord.
You do taxes? You're an accountant?
Oh man.
He said someone in the Midwest is angry right now because their taxes aren't getting done because he had to quit early to come watch this. That's funny.
As Pipes says, any rides planned around New Jersey? So this year, and we haven't talked about it too much, but we definitely need to do a ride, like a group ride.
Yeah, I mean, we got enough people. I know. I know AS Pipes, or as I like to call them, Ass Pipes, and the wife were trying to get a ride with us, last year, and it just never worked out. We'd like to set something like that up where you guys can just all meet us and we can go for a ride for the day.
You know, even if we just like go and hit like, I mean, we have a nice loop where we could hit, you know, 1 or 2 breweries.
There's plenty of stuff. I mean, we can plan that out easy. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Moose just found the baskets. He's excited. He's excited. That's funny. But yeah, so we don't have anything planned, man. I'm ready to get back to riding videos, though. I know that. I mean, who else is ready for some riding videos and ease back from some product stuff for a while, you know? Go out and have some fun, get on these bikes. I know my bike's going into the shop on Wednesday.
What are you having done Wednesday?
So turns out, I mean, I don't know if it was doing it on the side or what, but my bike must have been hanging out with Austin's bike without me knowing, and it caught the busted neck bearings because I realized when we were down at Daytona, man, I'd get up to like 75, 80 miles an hour, and the front end just did not want to stay in one spot. It was dancing all over the road. So I pretty much had to do like 75 all the way home from Daytona. So I'm taking it in. I already got an appointment for Wednesday. Replace the neck bearings, and I might have them service the forks while they got all that, apart. So
tough call because there could be
I'm really not planning to get the aftermarket suspension in the forks until probably September.
Maybe,
hopefully maybe at the earliest. So I think my forks are kind of ready. I'm not at 50 yet, but I'm at 42K.
Yeah, you probably need.
I think they could use it. So I was talking to Mr. Atwell yesterday about some, because he's in training to be a mechanic, and we were talking about the different things that it could be. And I think
it's neck bearings.
The two primary would be the neck bearings, and then maybe if the forks needed to be serviced. But
I mean, just given the mileage.
Yeah, I mean, it should have been done at 25.
Right. So, I mean, given the mileage and then the fact that now your bike is starting to, show some symptoms. But we get down real quick. So while we're talking about your bike, what is this?
Moose says it'll come back leaking with a bad battery.
Yeah,
probably.
You ain't kidding, bro.
$800 later.
Different dealer, buddy. Different dealer.
Yeah, I'm taking it somewhere different, man. We got several choices in our area, and none of them seem to be like perfect. So, although I haven't had an issue yet, I had one thing done at Ocean's service department, and it worked out well. So, hopefully, their service department's better than some others around here.
So, yeah, pack of the bag.
But you were about to say something?
Corey wants to know how many miles
on my bike. I think I just hit 42 on the way back.
42K.
So 42K. That's a 2016. It had 5 or 6 when I got it.
I broke 5K on the way down.
So,
while we're talking about your bike, though, for those of you who don't know, we spent a couple days at Bike Week. Then we went to Disney with the wives for, a number of days. But you started feeling your bike was funny one day going back to the hotel.
Yeah.
I think Saturday going back to the hotel, we got up to speed. You kind of felt like it was a little bit funny.
That's a little weird.
We get to the resort. So you started to really take it easy, like from Daytona to
on
Disney.
Sunday when the girls met us at Daytona,
your riding changed.
And we drove from Bruce Rossmeyer's over to our exit 7 miles away to that restaurant that we had lunch at. That's when I noticed it was really dancing around a lot. And I remember I said to you, is it really windy out here? Because it felt like...
But it was windy.
Yeah, it was. And it felt like the wind was just beating me up and pushing me all over the place. But even still, I should have known better because this bike rides like a rock, man. It's always been solid, wind or whatever. Like that front end is solid. And it was pushing me around, beating me up pretty good. And I said it to him and he's like, yeah, it is windy. So I was like, all right, it might just be the wind. But then once we left from Daytona and started headed to Orlando, I knew like from where we were getting south, it wasn't that windy and it was just like going all over. And that's when I was like, yeah, this is, I told him, I was like, I think I got what Austin had here. I think I got some neck bearing issues. So we had to ease up a little bit. I had to kick it back down to like 70, 72, 73 miles an hour.
Which you were fine at that speed.
Yeah, it was fine there. Hindsight 2020 now, I realize heading down.
You started to feel
it felt weird when I got behind that truck. and that wind coming off that truck was beating me up really bad, which usually doesn't, like, not like that, and it had pushing me all over the place. And I eased. I said this truck is beating me up, and I eased back. But we hauled ass going down. We were doing 80, 85. At least 85, a lot, 83, 84. Like I was kind of keeping it out on the cruise, so I didn't notice it a lot. So I think it's something that like just started happening.
Okay.
So yeah. And then we get to Disney, and I wanted to check the tire pressure because I hadn't done that in a little while.
This is great.
And I pull out, I have a digital little tire gauge.
Note to self.
So I pull this out, I pop it on, and it says I'm at like 21 PSI. And I'm like, oh, this is like half of what it should be, right? Maybe that's what's, causing this problem, right? It kind of makes sense. I told you, you were like, yeah, that could be it.
Could be.
So I was like, we'll just leave it be. Which at that point, I should have took it like Monday morning first thing and just ran it over to Orlando, Harley, let them do the neck bearings while we were at Disney. But I really thought it could be that the tire was so low. Yeah. Well, then when we go to leave Disney and the first, for that morning, we hit the gas station, the Wawa, I check to go add air. And when I plug it into the Wawa air, it says I'm at like 37 PSI. And I'm like, yo, my freaking gauge isn't working right. So he gives me the old school little stick one.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it matches Wawa. So it wasn't the tire.
There's something to be said for the old school tire gauge, man.
The digital can suck it. Yeah.
There's something to be said. Because it's not something you use all, I mean, like you're on the road like that, like it needs to be right.
Needs to work.
Needs to work. So Dave Atwell just hopped in here. What's up, Dave?
What's up, Dave?
And Justin's in here, as we know. What's up, Justin? 99 Are You Grad?
What's up?
Daytona, we hung out the day one. Went and ate at a good place if you're ever out there. What was the name of that place?
Stonewood?
Yeah, Stonewood on LPGA.
Stonewood Grill?
Yeah, so if you're looking for a good bar food.
Right by the big giant Buc-ee's.
Yeah, right by Buc-ee's. Fancy restaurant in the front, but sports bar on the back.
On the side, yeah. Or
so
in the back, whatever.
It's kind of like a mullet.
Yeah, it was good food, man.
Business in the front, party in the back.
I ended up eating there twice. Ate there the first day and then ate when the girls came down to meet us. So it was pretty good.
Went down to Main Street that night, hung out at Main Street, met a couple of people who were subscribers. We hung out at Froggy's a little bit. Froggy's is pretty happening joint.
Froggy's was happening for this rally. I don't remember. We only went in there once the first day of Biketoberfest.
Yeah, but it wasn't really happening.
It didn't feel like it was happening yet.
It was pretty hot. It was crazy.
Yeah, Commanders, Corey. That's what I think I'm going to go with next. I think I'm due this season for tires, so I'm looking at Commander 3s.
Okay,
but yeah, so go ahead. On with the chlorophyll.
I like mullets. So we said we're not going to hide what we had done. We have videos coming out, but if you're hanging out here on the live,
I don't want to hide it because I want to start putting out some Instagram pics.
Hell yeah,
we got some good pictures.
I already put out one.
Yeah,
I already put out one. True. So it's So Saturday, what did we have done Saturday? Olean's suspension.
Hooked up with Olean's, man. They were really good to us.
They were good to us. We got some really. I haven't gone through the footage yet, so obviously, when I've never gone through footage, like I hope everything's good and I hope everything's all right. But we did some good videos on adjusting rear shocks, installing obviously rear shocks, very specifically the Olean's. We went with the 1400 series. So external reservoir shocks have
upsold us.
Yeah, they did upsell us actually. But you know what? It was so worth it. It's just,
Well, they still took care of us. But I think he was smart enough to know that if we're trying to like promote the product, it's a lot easier when you can actually see.
When you have a canister that you can see.
Otherwise, the rear shocks you don't see. So not going to be in the pictures. So
you could not get fronts.
I couldn't get fronts. I was bummed because we were both going to get the fronts. We had talked to him and he offered us the same deal he offered on the back, and I was gung ho. But then he was like, "Yeah, we don't have any of the stuff for under 16 or lower, and mine's a 16." Yeah. So I did not. Let me try this one. I did not get the fronts. George got front and back, so we'll be able to compare notes and try each other's bikes out and see how it is, and then.
Well, really, I think you just probably got to take mine for a ride.
I'm still leaning towards, getting that done.
So this suspension has completely changed my mind on the first mod that you should do to a bike. Because everybody gets a bike and it's like, what do you got to do? I need to do pipes. I need to do bars. You know, I need to do this. Yo.
Which are all great, but man.
Do suspension, man.
Yeah.
Holy cow. The suspension is
such a game changer.
It's a new bike.
It is a new bike. And it's nuts. It's night and day.
You know, it's just
you just glide over everything.
But just in a corner. Like the bike doesn't.
What corners
move.
did you do? We were on a 95
on an on ramp. I mean, just on an on ramp. I mean, even on an on ramp, you push you push.
Later, Toby. Thanks for popping in.
See you, Toby. You push a bike hard enough, like these baggers hard enough with the stock suspension. I could always feel my bike get a little floaty in the corner, you know, in the rear. They just never like.
I thought you liked the floaty in the rear.
No, that's you, buddy.
What do you like it stiff in the rear?
What are you drinking now?
Don't change the subject. Rapscallion by Neshaminy Creek.
There you go. Neshaminy
Double
Creek.
dry hopped Imperial IPA. Another percentage on this bet. 7.8. Not too bad.
So Charlie wants to know, do they have the cans sticking out like the rear? Like yes, they do. So
yes,
it's and we're gonna put a video out that's gonna talk about like what that reservoir does. And I think, and it's like I'm of the opinion. I know a lot of other people have been of the opinion that that it's overkill. It's a performance suspension. You don't really need that to get the ride. And I will tell you, I think one thing I learned is if you're riding two up, and if you're riding two up a lot, or you're riding with a loaded bike a lot, and you're going on a lot of trips, that external reservoir gives you the power not to bottom out. That controls you bottoming out your suspension. So, and you do not have that adjustment unless you have the external reservoir. The only thing you have is the preload and the rebound.
Preload, baby.
So,
that's right, Corey. We are now riding the Battle of the Baggers Performance Baggers.
That's it. Justin's hung up on me because you like the Swedes because O'Lean's is a Swedish company, but they do have
Swedes.
They do have a U.S. headquarters here in North Carolina.
Wait till the Swede gets out of the brig. What's that from? Come on, movie quote, man. Swede. You don't remember it? Oh, my gosh. Heartbreak Ridge, man.
Oh.
One of my favorites.
So, yep. And
Bag light bar. We don't have the bag light bar.
No, we don't have that yet.
Is that the one that goes?
I think so. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, we kind of want those.
What's up, Zedhead? How you doing? Cheers,
Zed,
brother.
what's up? See, we're caught up, man. It's flowing. We don't even have to move it. It moves on its own. So that was Saturday. We spent several hours there, you know, because both bikes were getting done. Obviously, you were getting the forks, so that took a little longer.
Yeah, the forks took some time, and it also.
That's right, Arch. That's right, Justin.
Everybody got it. There you go.
George is like, whoa, sweet.
So. I mean, well, the suspension, the rears and the fronts. So you were on and off the lift in like 30 minutes. But my bike, we were filming, and it probably took 2.5 times as long.
Long enough for me to have a lot of drinks.
Yeah, I was on the lift for a long time. But, you know, we were taking our time. We were filming. You know, one of the most important things I will tell you is that a front suspension is not something I would attempt in my garage.
I wouldn't. I'm sure there's plenty of people on here that can.
I'm sure there are. The guy who installed my front suspension, he had a lot of stuff to make his life easier. He had some of his own tools. He had a bunch of stuff. So it was, Corey says, very doable. Yep. And I'm sure if you have the right tools, it is very doable. But
if you have the right tools and the know-how, like you're comfortable with it and familiar with it, then yeah, sure.
But I mean, for me, it's not even worth it.
We're not.
Get some of those tools.
We don't wrench that hard.
And I know Brad, I think Brad did a suspension front. Brad Tarbox did suspension.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and they had some contraption. They had
Dave. Well, I mean, obviously you would, Dave. I mean, you're
in training
to be a Harley mechanic.
Mechanic.
But man,
we need the right tool for the job.
We'd spend about
Charlie.
8 hours looking for tools just to do that job, let alone not knowing what we were doing and trying to stop to watch someone on YouTube every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So now I'm good on that.
So I will tell you this. I'm going to give you a tip. If you're doing your front forks, and I don't know, Dave, if you know this or not, but when you replace a fork cartridge, that fork cartridge comes in a bag. And if you slide that bag over the fork, when you pull out the old insides from the fork, it will create a vacuum and you will have fork fluid absolutely nowhere. So it is the coolest thing. You'll see it in our video when we put this video up.
I didn't even see it. I must have been getting a drink.
Yeah, you must have been. Yeah. You were
I was bored watching your bike get worked on.
That was just Harbor Freight sells tools, America. Harbor Freight sells tools, North Korea.
Harbor Freight.
Oh my God!
Had a little flunky ragging his brow all the while pulling the front end. I don't know what that means.
That was probably Zed Head doing his own forks.
Oh,
flunky. That's Scottish for
man.
British.
Needs to know his limitations. That's right, roadie riders.
Listen, man.
I know my limitations.
Interestingly enough, we ran into a subscriber. We ran into Bubba from Kentucky. Now he's from Florida. And he had a dealer that shall not be named down there do a set of Olean's cartridge forks, and they screwed them up badly. To the point where he's lucky he really didn't get hurt, because they did not have enough fluid in the forks. They did not have the rebound screws attached, or if they did, they loosened and they weren't attached right. So
what a mess that was.
It was bad. It cost him another $400.
Yeah.
So, and thankfully he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
So Saturday forks, then Advan Black.
Yeah, then we did the meet and greet from 2 to 4. Advan hung out there. BS with them guys.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good time. We got to meet Papa P, who was in here earlier. Hung out with him and talked to him and his wife for a while.
Yep.
Some other folks stopped by, checking out the bikes, looking at Advan's products. I think half of them that stopped there thought we worked there and was asking us questions about Advan Black's parts and policies. But it was a good time. It was good to get to meet Advan. The folks from Advan, they've been huge supporters of the channel, so that was nice to get to hang out with them.
Really.
Actually meet them face to face.
Yeah.
And have some laughs. So that was Saturday.
And what was the custom bike shop that was there? It was his Florida dealer.
Oh, shoot. What was his? That was Keith from...
I forget the name of the custom shop.
Oh, crap. I forget the name.
So...
He's actually, ironically enough, we met Keith from Florida with a custom bike shop in Florida, and he is also an Advan Black dealer, and he's actually from Palmyra, New Jersey, which is just down the road from us.
Right down the road.
Oh, I can't remember the name of his shop, though. I'll have to find it and post it in the comments after this post.
Yep.
But if you're in Florida, he does a lot of good stuff, and he had a couple of his custom bike builds there that were really nice.
Which you're going to see on Instagram.
He does paint too.
Yeah. You'll see that stuff on Instagram coming
soon,
up.
Yeah.
So
no, Keith wasn't from Kentucky.
No, Keith wasn't.
Keith was from Palmyra.
But cool bikes. He did some cool builds.
Big wheel. What was that one? Was that a King or was that a?
I think it was I think that was a Road King.
Was that a Road King?
There was a Road King there with a Bad Dad rear on it and very awesome paint. And then there was a deluxe that was done really well. He did he had like a nacelle style headlight on it, like the Road King headlight on it, but it was a deluxe, so it was a pretty cool bike.
Yeah, he had some nice stuff. So all my Pro Monkey to the Advan Black tent. Well, he was already there.
Yep. And I forget where he was that day that we were.
Such a tool. He had a meet and greet on Friday, so he was doing his meet and greet the day we got there Friday when we first went to the tent. So that's where we hung out with him and Mrs. Monkey for a little bit.
I don't know where he was.
He had some other stuff. He did some stuff, but he did some stuff after we were already gone too with some of his his vendors that he works with.
Charlie said, "Did we see any races?" No, Charlie,
Yeah.
we didn't. We didn't even make it to.
Listen, we spent 90% of our time at Bruce Rossmeyer's Destination Daytona with dealing with vendors, talking to some different vendors, talking to the vendors that are sponsoring and supporting us. So we spent almost all of our time there,
and we were only there for
48 hours.
Yeah, roughly 48 hours.
It was almost It
was not a lot of sleep, and it was
and I mean I don't even remember. We went downtown both nights, didn't we? Yeah.
What's up, Tiger? How you doing?
We went downtown both nights to Main Street.
Yeah.
So
Adam says, I got my Advan interfering and tank dash with the chrome cap. Interfering, man. Interferings are out.
So I got the tank dash coming. I was just talking to Alan today.
Mhm.
That's on its way. I'm also probably doing the tank cover as well. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be cool. I want to do the interfering, but I don't want to do the install. I'm dreading the install. And that's cool, too, because they actually do the color match for that.
It's the gauge cluster.
The gauge cluster, too, which is cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be coming eventually. That'll be
done.
So then Sunday, quick turnaround Sunday morning. We were back to the Zero tent by like 8:30 in the morning.
We were there early. And
we were getting some
first
stuff.
Ones there.
We weren't even the first ones there, but we were the first ones to get work done though.
So
that was cool.
We were. We were in and out, but we got the shock and awe on both bikes. With the fender and the rear,
the whole thing, front to back,
lights,
front to back, shock and awe is pretty dope.
It's
pretty cool,
pretty
cool.
Amazing.
Using, controlling it with your phone is neat.
So, and again, like you'll see, we're talking about some of this stuff now. A lot of the details of it will be in the video, but I will tell you, the Shock and Awe app is amazing, and there is no color that you can't have. And in our video, I'll show you how to do that. It is really, really cool, and it's bright.
Oh yeah,
it's
neat.
It is neat.
It is really neat. Iowa Hogger says his baby got back now, new rear fender and stretch bags. Where'd you get them from? That's awesome. That changed the look, right?
Heck yeah, man.
Who'd you order those from?
Heck yeah. Charlie says 2 days, didn't get pulled over. I find this fake news. Well, we're gonna get there. So, I didn't get pulled over though.
Who got pulled over?
He says you didn't get pulled over.
I know. Why would we get pulled over?
Yeah. Man.
I'm glad I didn't get pulled over on the way back because I didn't have my license with me.
Yo.
That was in the car with you with the Piney Princess a couple 100 miles behind.
We had a great time at Disney. We hung out there. I think we walked 7 miles a day at Disney. And
I still got blisters on my toes.
Do you really?
They're starting to turn to calluses, but holy smokes, my body went into shock. My body was like, what are you doing, you fat SOB? You're not supposed to be walking this much.
But we were in Daytona. What's up? CO3 Digger is cool. Got to meet the other Jersey boys. So you just missed us, Brody.
John and those guys.
John and, Holy Shift was there. And Barber, who's not really Jersey boy anymore, was probably there that day.
So, any color, man. It does any color.
Any color.
It's pretty sick.
Any moose, any color.
You can actually what can you actually do with it?
What's that?
If it's not on the what do you call it? You can actually
you can take a picture of your bike and it'll be that color.
Yep, it's pretty neat.
So
he was wearing Crocs.
Were you wearing Crocs? Man.
So anyway, you're talking about 7 miles at Disney.
So yeah, so we did a bunch of. Do you see that goal when he tried to jump?
Well, he didn't try to jump. He slid out to stop. I don't know what that guy was doing. Did you see the video on that? Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Dave sent it to me.
Adam says the only issue to do the lights, shock and all, is it's expensive. It's over $600. So
I didn't even know what the price was.
I will say this. I've seen people put cheap lights on their bike. And
I feel like that's less than Austin spent on them.
It's
I thought he was in 7/8.
Yeah, I think if you go to another dealer, it was
because there's another light company that uses the Zero Shock and All light pods.
Yep.
but they do it through theirs. I think it's like Fast LEDs or somebody.
Yeah.
And he spent like $700-800 on this.
I know. Yeah, it can be a lot. But here's the deal. Cheap lights are what they are. They're cheap lights. I had lights in my Crossbones. They were one color.
I had Chinese Amazon lights on my Heritage, and they were hit or miss. They didn't always work right.
So you just, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to think these things they're on a bike. They're going to be, vibrating, taking a beating. They're going to be out in the weather. They're going to be, they're going to take a beating. And there's a lot of components that go into those lights. So, I mean, there's wiring, there's, controllers. So you do get what you pay for. And I will tell you that I think the Zero lights are worth every bit of what they charge for them. So Go Glide says still snowing right here. The Dominican Republic.
You sent me that.
It's funny.
Probably when we were talking to him earlier.
Mm-hmm. So Pound Fridge Minori says you hit a bump, they miss. It's true, and like my lights on my Crossbones never worked in the rain.
Yeah. Mine would get funky in the rain too.
Charlie says, holy shit, took the train down. Coach, much respect.
Yeah.
That was the first for me.
First time I ever hearing about what them guys did.
But we'll get back to that ride too, because you know what? They didn't all take the train back.
No.
They did not. See you, Zed. So, haggis and breakfast. I love that guy.
Oh my god.
But do swap to red. So yeah, Dave. These things they swap to red when you hit the brakes as well,
which is cool.
So which is pretty cool.
Don't try to one up our lights, Dave. All right, pal. We're trying to promote Zero here.
But so Zero meet and greet, headed out to Disney.
It's cool, man.
And then it was time to come home.
Okay.
So first hour of the ride wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, first hour was really nice. Yeah.
It's cool. It's cloudy.
It was cool, but it wasn't cold. It was nice.
No,
it's a little warm actually. I thought
wasn't. We had
I will say though,
we had a Wawa breakfast, which was we were right at
nice.
home.
But we did pick the 1 week probably of the year where it rained almost every day in Florida. And not like rain. Like I know it rains almost every day in Florida, but like it was just rainy days.
Bike week
must have been really bad. Like after we left because they hit it hard in Daytona like every day. I just wanted to say thank you for the Brew Crew credits. Oh, of course, man. That's part of the deal.
Absolutely.
That's part of the deal. So we start heading back. We get up to Daytona. So from Orlando to Daytona was nice.
For Orlando to Daytona it was nice. I was on the set talking to Stacy, having her watch the radar because it's much easier for them to do because we were following them. They were in the car. And she called me up. She goes, I think we should just roll into Buc-ee's. And because they wanted to stop in Buc-ee's and then we'll gear up. Well, we pulled out of Buc-ee's.
I mean, we got from the on-ramp onto the highway
and got up to speed.
And
it was raindrops.
And bloop, bloop, bloop. And the raindrops. Perfect timing, really.
So it rained from Daytona to just north of Jacksonville, maybe.
Oh yeah.
So
and some of them were downpours.
What's up, Morgan? Stacy's there, and some of them were downpours. Bruce? Some of them were downpours.
There was some downpours. It was it was, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I finally had a full face that wasn't fogging up on me, so that was nice.
Why did you have a full face?
Because I found a pin lock.
Found a universal pin lock.
Universal pin lock. I didn't have a pin lock. I have a cheap Bell. I forget the name of my Bell helmet.
Droop just found his emoji.
But it was like worth it. Like you saw the video we did on going to Vam last year. It was like I had to have my visor open because it would fog up instantly as soon as it started raining. It was bad. Put this pin lock on there, and it works like a charm, man.
So
perfect.
If you have a full face helmet and you do not have a pin lock,
crazy, get one.
You're missing out.
If you can't find one specific to yours, they do sell a universal. I did not know that until we stopped at Cycle Gear and was asking the guys that worked there if they had made one for the Bell. I keep forgetting the name of mine, but they were like, no, they don't. But they were like, they have this universal one. I was like, for $25, I'll try it, and works perfect, man. Works like a champ.
So for those of you who don't know what a pin lock is, because I think a lot of Harley riders, I feel like they don't. It's like a sport bike thing, and because full face helmets are obviously more prevalent in this in the sport bike realm. But a pin lock is basically like another piece of plexi that essentially suctions, cups, or sticks to your face shield, and it creates an airlock in between there, and it will not fog up.
No, Charlie, that doesn't work, man. I if you watch our video about going to van where it rained for 9 straight hours. I had to crack it open so that it would unfog. But when it's open, I'm just getting all kinds of rain inside my helmet. And then I close it, and it's good for a few seconds, and it fogs back up. And then I open it again, and I'm getting rain. I mean, I'm soaked. My face is soaked. The inside of the helmet's soaked.
Yep.
It doesn't work, dude. It doesn't work. Maybe for just the cold, if you're fogging up in the cold, that might work. But when it's pouring, you're going to be soaked.
Charlie, go get a pin lock. It'll change your life.
It was as drastic a difference for the helmet as the suspension was for the bike. It really was. So I mean, it made riding in the rain really not that bad.
Yeah,
even in the downpours.
Even with the vents open, Charlie, full faces.
Yeah,
I know I have a Harley modular full face. It's a little older. It will fog. It will fog in the rain. I've gone to the Shoei. Shoei has a pin lock built into it. Unbelievable difference.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to. I mean, we did that. Like I rode that time when we were following that one guy with the beard in that pouring rain. I pretty much was just driving blind because I was completely fogged up.
Yeah,
and I think it had stopped raining for like 20 minutes before I realized it stopped raining because I was so fogged up. So, no, huge difference. So we do that.
What's up, Busted Knuckle?
We get up to Jacksonville, right? We hit the last band of rain.
Yeah, I got myself in so much trouble. So I said to Bert, I'm like, and I'm looking on the radar. I'm like, we got one more band to ride through. It looked like one more band that was like red yellow, and I'm like, we got one more band. It's not even that big. At least we're not cold. Yo, what happened?
Yo, that band brought about a 20-degree drop in temperature
in like a mile. We were like, holy crap, man!
From like warm and raining to not raining and cold as balls. Yeah, and that was the rest of our next day and a half was freezing, and I wasn't prepared for it because from watching the weather preparing to come back,
it wasn't supposed to be that bad.
It was going to be warm that whole first day on Saturday, and then we were going to it was going to be a temperature drop Saturday night, and Sunday morning we were going to be leaving in the cold.
Sunday was going to be cold.
So I was not
we knew
prepared
Sunday was going to be
dress
cold.
wise, geared up, had thin pair of socks on, like nothing. Yeah, it was freezing, and we had to ride into the night after dark.
So we stopped at this rest stop that was like in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know. We thought we had 170 miles to go at the stop before this. And then we got to this stop, and the girls were like, "Now we got 170 to go."
They're playing games with us,
and so we had 170 to go. Temperature. Oh, they're
telling the brew crew about it.
Yeah. There's a.
What's up, Hudson Moto Visuals?
There's a croc emoji.
Let me see this. Dude, that's funny. That's funny. All right, get through the weather story so we can get to talking to these guys.
Temperature started to plummet when the sun.
Thank you, Dave.
What do you say? Keep it on.
Bro, you don't talk about the no-hitter. That's essentially what you did. You jinxed the no-hitter. Well, at least it's not cold.
It's not cold.
When the freaking winter
the
gusts.
wind.
The wind was brutal, man.
Yeah.
Brutal. After that band, that's when the wind started. It was brutal. And I was already having the neck bearing problems, trying to keep it straight. And now these wind gusts were like crazy. And of course, going through that section of Georgia was all those bridges with the big open water areas and stuff. Like every time you hit one of those bridges, it was massive gusts of wind.
It was no bueno.
It sucked. It was exhausting, is what it was.
And what was worse is we were feet down in traffic a couple of times.
Oh yeah,
and even the wind when you were feet down was blowing.
Yeah, I thought you were dropping your bike a couple times.
I wasn't having it.
John was frozen. Well, he left early. He left in better weather than we did, man.
Yeah,
John left in the good weather.
John left in the good weather.
They left early because he knew the weather that was coming.
So those guys got on a train, and John was like, "I'm not waiting the day." He said he did an iron butt.
Yeah.
But I thought he got a hotel, so he must have slept for like an hour or two or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know what he did.
I don't know. I thought he stopped, but it's he knew the weather that was coming, and North Jersey, so he's
going north of us, and they were getting bad weather,
right.
It's like snow.
For those of you who don't know, yeah, he's about 2 hours or so north of us, and they did get snow. So John got out of Dodge quick. All right, Papa.
So talk about that last 170 miles that we did, in one.
So here's
one stretch.
Here's the thing. It got down to I feel like it got down into like maybe 30. It was like 32.
Right.
So it wasn't crazy cold, but that's cold. But here's the problem. We were in rain gear, and we were in rain earlier in the day.
It got wet,
and our feet were damp.
My feet were damp. And my butt was actually wet from the start of the ride because our bikes were parked outside for 5 days in multiple downpours. And so my seat was already a little bit damp and held some of that water.
Yep.
So my butt was wet before even it started raining, before we geared up with the rain gear.
Right.
So my butt and the old taint area stayed wet the whole day.
So our rain gear was wet. Temperature dropped really bad. We were pouring downpour. So my crotch was wet through the rain gear. My underarms, my armpits were wet, and I had some down my side that was wet, and we were frozen. Yeah, it was frozen.
That last stretch was the worst riding I've ever done in my life.
It was the hardest. That was the most challenging I think I've ever done.
I think I had lost my mind there for a little bit.
That was the most challenging ride I've ever had on a bike, hands down.
You're what do you call it? Died. So we weren't even communicating.
No,
I was talking to myself.
I was tapping in now.
I was literally counting down the miles from 120. I was just like 120, 120, 120, 119, 119. I did that for the last 120 miles.
Yeah.
Just to keep myself alive.
I clicked over. I was like, how you doing, buddy? He was like, I'm miserable. 100 to go. I know. All right, catch you in a minute. Clicked back out because I was trying to save battery in case we really, really needed it.
Oh man, it was bad. My feet were the worst. My feet have never been that cold on a motorcycle.
No,
because I was wearing thin socks.
See, my hands were cold. My hands were done, man.
My hands. See, I was wearing my old gloves and not those new ones we got, and it was better.
Jackie Boy says, "I never want you to mention Tour Taint again." We had Tour
Taint. Yeah,
that ain't right, Jackie.
Again, right? So screw chaps. Can we just buy some leather pants? Because the chaps don't cover the most important part.
That's right. So we made it to the hotel. We were cold.
Yo, cold?
I mean, we looked at each other.
I couldn't even function.
I was like, let's just get into the hotel. I mean, we walked right into the hotel.
The hotel, helmets on and everything.
Helmets on, everything. We just geared out. We just needed to
get. My feet hurt so bad; they were so cold.
Yeah,
my feet. I've never had my feet that cold in my life.
My left foot was swollen. I couldn't even get out of my boot.
Holy cow!
it was bad.
You know what? And it is. I mean, it is part of it, and it makes for good stories, and it is a good test of your willpower and whatnot, Dave. But it was miserable at the time.
Yeah.
And the worst part was knowing we had to get up in the morning, and it was only supposed to be about 23 when we got up.
It was supposed to be colder. So we went to Cracker Barrel.
Again, this was a good one.
Yeah, we had a good Cracker Barrel. Got up the next morning. It was cold. We geared up. I had my rain. I had my rain.
I had about 20 layers on.
We were all layered up. We were ready for this cold because we knew it was not going to break like 30 all day. Like it was going to be cold. So I backed out of the spot. You started up your bike.
Ready to roll.
And my bike wouldn't start.
Click, 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 click. Good grief.
So we had a jump pack. Jump pack wouldn't start it. So have roadside through my insurance. Tried to call my insurance. They were closed on a Sunday. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. So I knew that I just got an email that my HOG membership was about to renew, and I put my HOG on auto renew. So I've been a HOG member for years. Called up HOG, got a tow, $60. So even though you pay for your HOG membership, it's still $60. HOG will not jump a bike. We thought it was a battery, kind of thought it was a battery. Was worried it might have been something worse because, everything was wet and cold like the day before. Yeah. So go to the dealer, and the dealer's like, well, I can hook you up and test your battery. It'll be about 3 hours, or you can just buy a new battery. And I was just putting a battery in the bike. Rocky Mount, Flying Iron Harley got me back on the road. In the meantime, Bert took off.
Yeah. So when we didn't know, once we knew you were getting towed, I said, I'm heading home. Like, you got the girls with the car. Mm-hmm. You guys will get it figured out. But I knew I could only do about no more than 75 miles an hour because of my neck bearing issue. I'm like, I don't want to be riding at 9 o'clock at night when I know the temp is going to be crazy low. So I'm going. I bounced without these guys. What happened?
When I was down in Virginia, I took the jump pack out of the saddlebag and brought it upstairs to the hotel because I know when it gets cold, it kills the jump pack.
That's true, too.
So sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No. So as soon as he knew he had to call for, which I'm glad I did because you guys waited forever for that tow truck to get there.
Oh, yeah.
So I split, man, and I headed north. I'm like, I want to get home before dark. If your bike gets started, you got a better chance of catching me because you can do 80, 85 or more, and you got the girls with you in case anything's wrong. And my thought, here was what was going through my head. If I stick around and wait to figure out what's wrong with your bike, and it ends up having to stay here like Austin's did, and you're sitting your fat happy ass in the car warm at 9 o'clock, and I'm riding, freezing my balls off, I'm never talking to anybody again. So I'm like, I'm going. You guys catch up.
But it was the right thing to do. Like, we were riding. You were at a time when you needed to leave.
I did get some good OnlyFans content
to make it in daylight.
Yeah, that was my goal, was to get home in daylight. And then my GPS started playing games with me, and it took me all over the friggin' place to get home. So that was a pain in the ass. But
what's up, HDAV Traveler?
I ended up doing the nice Chesapeake Bay Bridge, which was not part of the plan, which is not the best route to go when it's freezing cold out and windy. We got
a couple of comments here. One, Steve Bates. Quick note, guys. Says AAA will tell you got to have the Plus RV plan. Yes, your regular AAA, they will not tow a motorcycle. You need to have the RV motorcycle. It's $26 a year for the supplement. I now know that because AAA did not tow us. So DDK Tennessee said, so you left a brother behind, really. So
no, did not leave a brother behind.
It was a mutual decision.
He had a car. I was the one that was left alone, bro.
Yeah, listen, it was a mutual decision because, like, again, it was daylight and we didn't know what was really going to go on with my bike.
You thought it might be the starter. So when you're like, start talking about starter, I'm like,
because it wasn't even turning over at that point. Like, a couple of starts and I was hitting the start button and nothing was happening. So, like, I could have had water and something. It could have been any number of things.
Again, Jackie boy, I mean, he had a car and 2 people with him to help him out. So we didn't leave anybody behind.
No,
we left somebody ahead.
So absolutely, it was absolutely not leaving anybody behind. Whereas Moto Rambling says heated glove liners and a pin lock allow me to ride in freezing temps. Yeah, so
heated glove liners.
So we did have some heated gloves. We're not necessarily going to talk about the heated gloves yet because but we did have heated gloves, heated socks, second day, kind of, sort of. But we can get into that at a
later date.
At a later date. So Yeah, like we said.
So what brand heated stuff are you wearing there? That
Probably,
was Motor Ramblings, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Well, what are you wearing? What's your heated equipment?
So Ray Road says, by the sound of this, the trail has become a better option. So day 2, I got my battery fixed. I left Rocky Mount at 2:00. You were probably 150, 170 miles in already.
At least, yeah.
At least. And I got to tell you,
I was actually making really good time, and then I started getting up. I got to Richmond. In Richmond, I was feet down for a little bit here and there, getting through Richmond, and then once I got north of Richmond, I started hitting a ton of traffic to the point where I was like stopped feet down like every few minutes, and then it would speed back up, and then it would stop again. So I was feet down on 95 like a lot. So I think that's where like it slowed me up, and then you guys were able to like catch up.
Well, I mean, I caught up for a number of reasons because I basically
You can talk about the taint some more, Jackie boy, if you want.
I know you're talking about the taint. I dropped the hammer like getting to Richmond because it was just me. You had a bike at the time that couldn't do more than 70, 75, and I was just Gerbing, yeah. I was gone. I mean, I was flying. And then I finally hit traffic, the same traffic in Richmond. It's just I-95. If you're traveling I-95 north from Richmond to DC, the amount of road construction that's going on there right now is insane. You're going to be in traffic. I will tell you that between Richmond and DC, I spent more time on the shoulder than the road. And it was me and 2 other bikes. It was a dude on a Pan America and a guy at a Street Glide CVO. And the only time we got off the shoulder was when the shoulder was closed because it was cold. This traffic was a stop and go traffic that to me is very dangerous because it wasn't like we were just stopped. This traffic would stop.
It would speed up,
and
right?
then you'd be doing 30, 40 miles an hour, and then it would come to a dead stop.
Yeah.
So every time it came out of it came down to that stop, we just dipped. And did that, got through DC, took the beltway through DC. The girls their GPS took them a different way through DC because I was like leapfrogging them as I was stopping and they weren't. And
well, like I said, the traffic was so bad that mine took me to it made me get off, and I went 50 east.
Yeah.
And I went over the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, and then I went to 301 north up into Delaware. So it completely rerouted me off of that because of the 95 traffic. But real quick, Dave makes a good point. And that was one of the things when you started making phone calls, I'm like, you're not going to be able to get anything done today because up by us here, service departments aren't open on Sunday. So I'm like, you're not going to be able to get anything done. You're going to have to leave your bike there, and you're going to be riding with the girls is what I thought.
Well, it's what we
sure enough, they were actually open. Their service department was open, and they were able to help you, which was awesome. But I wasn't expecting that.
What's up, Bodine?
Oh, it's Bob.
Yeah, he is in here. He says if he moves to Jersey, he wants to be an honorary member. Well, if you move to Jersey, we'll make you an honorary member just because we feel bad about anybody else having to live in New Jersey.
Yeah, no kidding.
So Dave, Rocky Mount HD, which is now Flying Iron HD, was open. They are open on Sundays. They are closed on Monday, Tuesdays. And the guy who took care of me, his name was Carl. He was actually the service manager because right now they only have one tech.
I don't feel like they should be closed at all.
Listen,
for that reason, you have so many motorcycles traveling that are way far away from home. You know what I mean? With the possibility of breaking down, I think they should always have somebody available there to help them.
It would be nice.
But that's just me.
But then again, I mean, you never know what kind of problems are going to come in. I mean, mine was simple. It was a battery. We were in and out.
Don't move to Texas.
That's why I strongly recommend. Well, listen, Steve, I like AAA too, but I didn't realize that my AAA wouldn't tow my motorcycle, and now I know.
Bro, you didn't have your motorcycle on your thing.
Well, I thought AAA was whatever vehicle you were with outside of the RV.
No.
You need to have that supplement.
You gotta give them the info for the vehicles you want covered.
No, technically,
yeah. I had it. We had AAA for a while.
Amateur Mooses have decided to move to Jersey. Amateur Moose.
Do you even have a motorcycle, Moose? up, Rabbit Roger? Rabbit Roger, I'm trying to find you. You need to DM me your address. We have something to send you, but I can't send it because I don't have your address.
Oh, he needs his swag pack.
Yeah, get your swag pack, man. Send us your
Stevie Foe in the house.
What's up, Stevie?
So made it back. The worst part of my ride, day 2, I came out of the Baltimore Harbor Tunnel, and I think it was like 35 degrees when I went in there, and it was warm inside the tunnel, and I feel like when I came out, the temperature just dropped because like the sun was going down. So it was like 30, like probably around 30 for me from Baltimore to home. And the girls saved me because it was a bad wreck on 295. I wound up taking the turnpike, which took me further out of the way, but still saved me time. So I was cold when I got home, man.
So my worst stretch on that Sunday was when I left you guys. The first stretch I took till I got gas. I was freezing.
Yeah.
And I was bummed. I had so many layers on, but my gloves and the socks I had kind of like on low because I wanted to try to make them last as long as I could for the day. I knew it was going to be a long day, but on low, they weren't doing squat, which is why we'll talk about that at a later date. But so my feet were freezing. My junk was freezing because obviously the chaps don't cover that, and I don't have the leather pants like Droop does. So when I first stopped for gas, I went into this truck stop, and I bought.
Tell me about this, because you didn't tell me about this yet.
Right, I bought. So I'm in there going to the bathroom, and I'm like freezing, and I see this. There's this table. It's like a fold-out table of hoodies, right? And I'm looking at these, and I'm like, And then I look at the sign, and it was like 2 for $25, and I'm like, really? So I'm looking through them, and I find this hoodie. So now, mind you, I have like, I don't know how many layers of shirts I have on, and then I have my leather jacket, and then over that I have my leather vest, right? Still cold. So I find this like 4X hoodie. It's a solid green truck stop hoodie. I grabbed that, and then there's another one. There's like this bright yellow 3X. I grabbed those. I get 2 hoodies for $25. I put the hoodie on over everything I'm wearing, right? I put the hood on, and I have one of the neck gaiters on up over my face, and I put the helmet on over the hoodie.
I know it'd be tight as a drum.
It wasn't really that tight, right? I had to look dorky as hell, but I pull that on over that, and then I take the yellow hoodie, right? I put the hoodie down on the seat. I sit on it, and then I pull it up over my jump like a diaper, and I tuck the arms of the hoodie through my chaps and wrapped them around and sat on them. So I had this whole area covered. That was the warmest leg. I felt so comfortable. And I killed it on that leg, dude. I just freaking hauled ass as best I could because that was the warmest I was all day.
Oh my God! If you could,
I actually got hot.
You can put your rain gear on. Bert hates riding in rain gear, so
I did that on the last leg.
I put my rain gear on for the last leg too.
I did it for the last leg.
It was too cold. And the other reason I don't mind the rain gear, like at night, especially when you're riding on the highway at night, is my rain gear is really reflective, so it's super bright. And it's always good to have something like that on at night.
Leather heated underwear. That would be nice. Yeah, man. I was bundled. That was the warmest stretch. So, I actually got too warm. And then at the next stop, I could tell it had warmed up a little bit as I was getting north. It, like, for some reason, was warming up. I guess the hottest point of the day or whatever. So I actually took off the thing from my junk. And I rode without that for a while to the next stop. And then that was the last leg where I was trying to find the right combination. I was still kind of cold at that point, and that's when I put on the rain gear. I actually took my leather coat off, put the rain jacket on, and then put my leather vest on over that.
What's up, Hot Rod Scott?
I do not have lowers yet, so I mean that does make a difference.
Lowers do make a difference. They do make a difference. My feet weren't as cold as his feet the night before.
Frozen.
However,
frozen. Couldn't get comfortable.
However, he's got 12-inch bars. I've got 14-inch bars, and I was thinking about that, and I'm wondering if that extra height above like the fairing is what was killing my hands. Like my hands are frozen.
I don't feel like your bars sit that much higher over the.
I don't know. Like I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. My feet were frozen.
But I mean, on a bike, like it could be an inch, and it could be the difference between being in wind and not being in wind, right?
Well, and that's when I was wishing I had went ahead and bought those hand grip protector thingies.
Stevie Foe says soft lowers make a huge difference. Also,
no.
Look at him. I gave him my soft lowers for the VAM trip. He hated them.
Listen, my bike was overheating.
I know.
And I didn't feel like they were helping me at all. I don't like them things. They can suck it.
Yeah. I mean, I rode with them.
Thanks, Drew. Tell them. Hit the like button.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have lowers here eventually.
Yeah,
they'll come eventually. I'll get that done. But yeah, man, it's the adventures of bike trips, especially when you're going at sketchy times of the year, right? I mean,
so I passed a guy. I passed a guy between DC and Baltimore someplace. It looked like a younger dude. He was on a Victory. He had a half helmet on. He had a, neck gaiter or whatever, balaclava or whatever he had on, right? And he had on hoodies.
Uh-huh.
And he had all I could see on him was hoodies. And he had a leather vest. And he had so many hoodies on that the hoods weren't flapping in the breeze. They were just stacked up to his helmet. He must have had like 5 hoodies on. So I'm wondering if he stopped at the same truck stop. Like the hoods weren't moving. There was no room. It was like a neck roll.
Wow. So, that's why I stopped and took off my leather coat and put on the raincoat with my vest, because the 2 necks, like thick parts of the neck of my coat.
It's annoying.
Well, it wasn't annoying. It was hurting me.
Oh, okay.
Like it was hitting a pressure point in my neck that was like giving me a headache.
Okay.
And I couldn't take it anymore. Like if I just tried to lift my head up, it was hitting that point and like my head was throbbing. So I was like, I gotta do something. This isn't working.
Get some Memphis Shades, handguards. Yeah,
that's what we had talked about that. But by the time I wanted to do it, I didn't have enough time.
By the time we got around to it, it was too late.
I say the beer's looking good tonight, though. That's nice.
Brought to you by Dixon.
Brought to you by Dixon. What's up, Jason?
Jason Boosie.
When did you get here?
And Windroad's in the house.
Hey, Windroad, what's up? Where are you at these days?
What's happening?
I never know where she is, man. She's always somewhere.
I know, right? I know. So yeah, I mean, that was the ride. It was, I will tell you,
interesting.
I understand now why people from the Northeast travel to Daytona.
Well, I get that. I mean, the weather's so sketchy.
You have no idea, like what you're
so sketchy. To. I actually like when we left and it was like 40. Like I thought that was gonna be the worst of it. Like I thought coming back it would be, it's like almost.
I thought the weather would break.
10, 11 days later, I'm thinking like the weather's gonna be even warmer up here.
But even if it's 40 degrees, like I'm good.
Yeah, 40.
There's a big difference between riding in 40
and 30.
There
really is.
Especially and again, it's one thing to go out for if we're gonna go out for a cold ride, it's one thing to go out for a cold ride and ride an hour, ride 45 minutes.
Right. 12-hour day, and it is.
You got to do a 12-hour day on a motorcycle.
It gets in the bones. It was in the bone. When we got off the bike at that hotel, I didn't I know Carolyn was we were in rooms right next to each other, but Carolyn and Stacy were texting, and I was like, she's like, "What do you want to do for dinner? You want to go out? You want to get something to take out?" I'm like, "Get something to bring it back." I'm like, I'm not going back out in that. But then as you guys kept talking, and I had a little bit of time to get some heat on me, I'm like, all right, we can go eat over there. But oh my gosh, I couldn't stop shaking. It was bad.
And our core was so cold that even when we went back out into it, you just started shaking again. It was cold.
It hurt.
I mean, we both ate with hoodies on.
Oh, yeah.
When do we eat with hoodies on? I'll never sit at dinner with a hoodie on.
I'm always hot, man. So it was to be cold like that, it's just weird to me.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, there really wasn't. It was just time, really.
Dave said it could snow still. Listen, Dave,
still snow.
When I was in Maryland, there was snow on the side of the road. I mean, it had snowed and we had missed it.
Yeah.
We'd missed it by about 12 hours. Honestly, that storm came through the day before. North Jersey got snow.
Glad we missed that crap.
Maryland got snow. And that's why John Bednar's hightailed it out of Florida.
Yeah, he was watching that weather.
He was watching that weather and he knows, So it's and those guys didn't roll with him, and I'll bet John was rolling. I mean, I know I've seen.
I would imagine.
We've ridden with John, so I mean, I know the hammer was down.
Being cold is exhausting.
Yeah.
Being freezing cold and like shivering, I mean, your just whole body tenses up, so right. So you get tired that much quicker, and then wind. Like we did that wind going to Sturgis, right? But that was like a constant wind where we were almost like just like sideways the whole way.
Yeah, it wasn't the gusts.
This was just gusts that would just like you'd straighten up and they would hit you again, and and it was just beating the crap out of you, man. It was bad.
Motor Ramblings is toy horror like WRT. You ain't kidding, man. You ain't kidding. The other thing about being cold is my ass never hurts.
Yeah.
You
never complain about you have a couch that you sit on.
I never, and because I just like, I might get a little bit of back pain. My shoulders might hurt if like I'm out of riding shape, but for my butt to hurt, man, never happens. And that cold got me.
Jason, I don't know, man. I mean, you don't exactly have a touring bike.
It's 6 hours in the 30s, 12 hours off, and then 6 hours back in the 50s. I'm not sure if I'm that. Listen, dude, if you do not have the gear and a full face,
don't do it.
Don't do it, bro. You don't need to prove yourself. It's going to be cold.
Well, Moose, if we could tell when you were being serious, maybe we'd listen to you.
Oh, man. Yep.
But that's a clean, close shave?
Well, I mean, it's...
you look young.
To the camera.
You don't look a day over 44.
There you go.
We trailered to a buddy's house in Georgia and rode to Florida from there. It worked out well. Yeah, I mean, listen, you're not going to hear me knocking people at trailer. If you want trailer, it doesn't bother me. I don't care what you do. You do what's best for you. You know your comfort level and what you're willing to deal with. I don't care. I'm not somebody that's going to rip you for it.
Yeah.
Taking the train. Yeah. The funny part about that, which we said, I don't know if John's on here watching, but the funny part about that was they had to ride the worst part of the ride to get to the train.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a cool thing to do. I mean, the auto train is a cool thing, but I feel like if I'm going to Florida, like the worst part of our ride is getting to Virginia.
Once getting past Richmond.
Once you get past Richmond,
it's smooth sailing, really.
Yeah, I mean, you might hit some traffic. So
but the traffic thins out. Yeah. It's 2 lanes. You pretty much just cruise, and you can pretty much just cruise and jump in the left and jump back in the, like that part's easy.
Yeah.
It's getting past Richmond with all the traffic that sucks, and to do all that and then get on the train from there, to me it doesn't make sense. But you do what you want.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, they did it. They all hung out on the train.
Yeah, it looked like that fun.
There was an Instagram picture of Holy Shift sleeping in the aisle.
Yeah.
Which he upgraded himself to first class, obviously. Steve said we got 4 inches daily left, so it worked out well.
You measure that personally, Stevie?
Ooh. So, yeah, I mean, Steve, but again, like...
Dave doesn't ride to prove shit to people. He's a badass.
That's it. He's done, huh? But... Stevie, they just went to Daytona. They trailed, and again, like they're going from Nebraska, so it's like us going to Sturgis. Trailing is going to save you a day and a half, maybe 2 days.
Listen, everybody needs to do what's best for them. I could care less.
Your time is your time.
It's one of those things where we were actually talking in the helmets about this on the way down because we were just seeing trailer after trailer after trailer.
Not a lot of bikes.
No, we were not really passing any bikes until we actually got into Florida. Right. Mm-hmm. The last that Sunday or Friday, what was it, Friday getting in, but like trailer, and I even said it's one of those things where now you're kind of like thinking about it. I'm like, well, maybe it's one of those scenarios where the wife wasn't going to let you go if you didn't trailer it, right? I mean, there's different things different factors for everybody.
Yep, you got it.
You do what works for you, man. I mean, like the Piney Princess, she doesn't give a crap about the getting to wherever, like Sturgis. she was going to do her riding in Sturgis. She wanted to be fresh and ready to ride in Sturgis. She didn't care about getting there. She didn't, wasn't doing the macho thing, right? So
her bike was back in the trailer.
Her bike was on the trailer, and she rode it when we got there. And I mean, you do what works best for you. I could care less. I'm never going to bust your balls about it. Well, I might, but it's just in fun. I don't really mean it.
It's not like there's no passion behind it.
Jackie
Boy says the train is good when you go in a group, and that's what those guys did. There was like 4 or 5 of them. That took the train. So I'm sure they had a good time.
Corey, I did not see the chopper whose front end snapped at Daytona. That sounds terrible.
We did ride by an accident.
Oh yeah.
Sunday, I think, when we were leaving, it was on the opposite side of the highway. It was definitely a biker who was down.
Just don't try to race the drawbridge. Yeah, man. I don't know what that guy was doing.
What a trailer and a Goldwing. Or a Venture.
But like, what was he doing? Because he clearly wasn't trying to jump it, because then all of a sudden he like slid it out and like stopped. But like then the bike was like someone was hanging over it. Like, I don't know. That was weird.
That's it.
Dave, I assume you're talking about that Northeast corridor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's horrible, man. It's absolutely brutal.
Does Avan Black sell anything for taint protection?
No, but you can get some custom colored taint protection.
There you go.
Probably she's letting us down.
That's it. That's a motor city.
She's not even on here. They're up there chatting away and not even paying attention to us.
Hudson says we're all grown people. You got to do what makes you comfortable. Yeah, you got. That's it, man. You got to do what makes you comfortable. You got to do, what your time and your lifestyle allows you to do.
Also, like, how many times do you have to ride from here to Sturgis or here to Daytona or here to California before you've earned that badge, and now you can just chill and you're just worrying about getting to the party as opposed to the ride to it.
Right.
Listen, and again, so many of those are RVs. Like, that's where those people are staying, and I'm hoping to be doing that one day with having the RV. So I don't knock it. Sorry, Moose, don't get upset. She's helping you. You guys are crafting. Jesus Christmas. No guacamole. Not yet. We might get some guac. Make some guac! Thought they heard us. The news said he couldn't see because it was raining so hard, so he ditched. Yeah, he definitely ditched.
Yeah.
What a mess that was.
I mean, listen, it was rain. No kidding, there was rain, man.
Here we go. Where are the avocados? In Mexico. Nah, I mean, I'm only going to trailer if it's a time thing. I'm not trailering because of well, I mean, if it's snowing, but I don't plan on going anywhere.
If I went to Daytona Spring Rally again, I would trailer.
Yeah, I probably would.
Just because, I mean, good God, man, there's nothing for nothing.
Well,
there was nothing fun about Sunday.
No, it wasn't.
There wasn't much fun about half a Saturday. Or really, but
there was stretches going to Texas that weren't fun either, but it made good stories.
Going to Texas?
Yeah. Sitting in that freaking 95-degree heat in that traffic jam.
With that truck.
That was no fun. That day was exhausting. Yeah. Truck wouldn't let us by. Then we get down to Arkansas and we hit all that rain. That wasn't fun.
Yeah.
I mean, any time of year you can hit weather that's not fun. George is drinking V8, yes. It kind of looks like V8, actually.
Almost, man.
That's a 12%er. Is 12%. It really a 12%er? I don't actually trust you, actually. It's probably 2.5%. Sky Gazer. That doesn't sound gay. Could they have wrote any smaller on this thing?
Bert needs his glasses.
Okay. Well, here we go.
It's 12%er. My second one.
Yo.
What?
You can suck a testicle. It's 5.5%.
Oh, is the other one 12%?
You're sitting here trying to pawn this off as a 12%er.
Grab me one.
And it's 5.5%.
What's that one?
I'm going to smack you.
Yo, it's just 12% right here.
Where? Show me.
Oh, brewed and packaged by 12%.
You jagoff. What a freaking jagoff. Seriously, this is what I deal with.
5.5%.
5.5%. I don't get out of bed for anything under 7.5%. This one don't even say what it is. If it is, it's written in freaking the tiniest right.
Yeah, stop stroking my can.
Oh my God, I can't even see that. It says something here, but I can't see what it is. What's that say? I don't even trust you anymore because you thought that was 12%.
It's just 12%.
How am I falling asleep? Shut up. I'm not falling asleep. I'm good to go.
5.5.
He got a couple 5.5%ers trying to pawn him off as 12%. You see this shit I deal with? Dick's Brewing. What? 6.2%.
Better than the fake 12. Here we go. It's 12, I promise.
12%. I really believed him too when he said it. Golly.
Oh man. Drinking woke beer. Yeah, all craft beer is woke.
Stargazer. You really thought something called Stargazer was 12%?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's probably got a coupon for a free strap-on you can order.
Yeah.
He probably does, Jimbo, but he's a little girl. He won't do that. Brought to you by Dixon.
Dixon, the unofficial sponsor of the Baggers and Brews.
Yeah, you guys are really
Discord.
missing out if you're not in the Discord, man. These guys are hilarious over there. Woke beer. You get confused with inches too.
Jimbo is teeing off.
Yes, he does. Stacy has him convinced that this is 4 inches.
Oh man.
Oh shoot. So what else happened on the trip? Anything exciting?
I mean, that was that ride home was just fucking brutal. I mean,
how about the surprise we got when we got back to the bikes at the at Disney?
Really cool. So we
story.
pulled up. We went to dinner. We went to a dinner, the California Grill or whatever, over on one of the Disney properties, and we came back and I saw a mask was hanging from my bike. I think
no, it was on mine.
Was it your bike?
It's mine. I'm like, what the heck is this? People, digging around with my bike. Not cool.
And then I looked, and somebody had left a challenge coin on each of the seats.
Yeah.
So it was a Red Knights challenge coin.
It was the Red Knights.
Yeah.
It was the
Louisiana.
I forget what chapter it was. I don't have the coin handy. I think it was the. How do they call them? It was the number. It was like chapter 1 from Louisiana.
Yeah. Just chapter
LA. It was 5. So yeah, pretty cool. I went in as soon as we went back to the rooms. I was trying to do a little research and find out who they were and what it was, and see if they had an Instagram page or something like that we can send a thank you or whatever.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything for, I found an overall Red Knights MC International Instagram page, but not specific to that chapter. So I did look it up, and I kind of found an email for that chapter that I wanted to, shoot an email to just say thanks. But I thought it was pretty cool, man. I mean, apparently somebody was staying at Disney that's a member of that club, and left those challenge coins on the bikes, which was pretty neat.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty cool. So
cool.
We'll send them a thank you, and if we could find any kind of a Facebook or Instagram page, you'd like to post a pic or something. But that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was neat.
Dave knows a bunch of nights. I could probably get you a contact. Well, if you can get us a contact at
in Louisiana
at chapter 1 in Louisiana, that would be great, man. Because I'd like to just reach out and say thanks and
send them some stuff
and probably send them some of our Baggers and Brews stuff. That'd be cool. Thanks, Dave.
So
that's cool.
Winroad is just got home from Forgotten Angels.
Oh, that's right. That was today. I saw Adam was there. Sandoval.
Was Sandoval there?
Was at their Forgotten Angels camp out or whatever it's called. I know they were raffling off some bikes. I think that's where they were doing something with those sporties they were doing the builds on.
Okay. So
that's cool.
Very neat. Very neat. So yeah, that was the trip, man. The trip was
I mean, the reality is most of the trip was Disney. I mean, we only did a couple days at Daytona, and then we did 5.5, 6 days at Disney, which was some nice downtime from YouTube. You know, it was nice getting a little break. from doing anything with that. But we did get some good stuff. We did drinks around the world, which I'm hoping to put a video out, a quick video on that.
I feel like it was the first time in probably 2.5 years
that you went almost 6 days without worrying about YouTube.
Not only that I went almost 6 days without worrying about YouTube, but we missed a week.
Yeah, we missed a whole week of no videos. And
kind of. I mean, we did a live on Sunday. So technically,
listen, when I got on the Discord, these guys were quick to tell me how we owed them.
Oh, they thought
2 Thirsty Thursdays.
They thought we packed up shop.
Yeah, a Tuesday video, 2 Thirsty Thursdays, 2 live streams. I'm like, oh man.
They thought we packed up shop.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nice to get a break every now and then.
Yeah.
Spend some time with the wives.
Yep.
See Mickey. Waiting a lot of lines for rides.
Mm-hmm.
What raffle tickets? Oh, for the
for Forgotten Angels.
Did you win? Did they know who won?
I don't know.
You saw that video earlier. They were raffling off a bike, truck combo, helping out the kids, and all looked like a solitaire. Yeah, I didn't get to see any videos. Yeah, work was busy today. I didn't watch anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a you might soon too, but I have a new job within the company I was at, and there's a lot of training and stuff going on, and I haven't had the free time that I'm used to having with my job. So have not been watching and catching up as many of the YouTube videos as I usually do, but hopefully I'll be able to get back to that once I'm trained up. If you don't want to do that, you can.
Steve just asked this question a second time. Did we make it to the Ace Cafe in Orlando?
No.
And
no.
And I wanted to, but we didn't.
I didn't know anything about it. Why don't you say something?
I said something before. I mean, it's basically the Orlando. It's the cafe that's attached to Orlando Harley.
Oh.
And we didn't even make it to Orlando Harley. I mean, listen.
Should have took my bike there.
Yeah. That.
No, we didn't. Man, it's like when you're trying to do stuff for the channel, it like leaves out a lot. It, like you skip a lot of the fun stuff that you want to do.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of obligations while we were down there, and then when we were actually in Orlando, it was like family time, so we weren't really doing the channel stuff.
All right, Jackie, take care. Thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Later.
Adam says the dyno next to 03.
Yo.
So
that sucks.
For any of you who haven't gotten to see Zero at a rally, I mean, they've got 4 lifts that they work on. Their sales team at the rally is, and again, a small company. You'll be able to talk to like some of the guys who design their products there. Kelsey basically runs the tent.
Yeah, she's cool, man. She's really cool.
She is cool, and she is she's the most chill, laid back person. And that dyno you could see was like wearing on her by like day 3. I mean,
yeah. Well, she's wearing it. She has to wear.
She's wearing
ear protection.
They're all wearing earplugs
just to hang out at their tent.
Yeah. So
I would have been pissed. I think that was poorly planned by whoever organized where tents were. That thing could have clearly been down on the end where nothing else was to the left of it, right?
Yeah.
So nobody else had to deal. That should have been the furthest one out because that noise is ridiculous just constantly all day.
Yep. So Dave says
I'm trying to think of where I put that.
Send him a photo of the coin and he'll send it to the guy he's talking to.
I'm trying to think of where I stuck it. I know I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
If I think of where I got it, I'll get up and get a picture of it. I'm trying. Let me think about where I put that.
Yep. So, yeah, man. I mean, they stuck those guys right next to a dyno. They had a great spot last year. I mean, the nice thing about where they were for the spring rally was if you're getting stuff done,
it was a good spot.
It was a good spot if you're getting stuff done because it was easy in and out of the rally. And if you have to go to a vendor like at Bruce Rossmeyer's, if that vendor is deep in the rally, like deep in that parking lot, man, it's a pain in the ass because you are. I mean, people are walking around. People don't give a shit that you're coming through on a bike. And some of the rows were really tight. So where the Olean's tent was like it was like Olean's and D&D exhaust. and they were like right across from each other, really tight. So it could be tough. But where Ciro was, it was like at the edge of a parking lot. There was a lot of parking over there. It was like right in off the main strip, so it was really nice. So, Bill Carr, did Bill sneak in here and I didn't see him? There you are, Bill. What's up, buddy? So yeah, we met Bill. If you guys aren't here, we met Bill at when we first parked at Daytona. When we first got there, he's got a sweet ride, man. I love that color bike that he's got. It's pretty cool. And there we go. Winroad might finally get on a Harley if she wins that raffle. So, what's up, guys? So, what else is going on here tonight? Let me get rid of this comment. Sweet. Crack open another beer. Piney Princess is not chatting. It's just Stacy up there. I guess Piney Princess is going chat-free this evening. Now I'm going to get in trouble for talking a little bit of smack. But they're up there crafting. And Bert just found the coin, so he's coming back down here. Best beer, yeah, while you were in Florida, anything to report as a highlight, and we will believe you if there was a 12% in the mix. Beer in Florida. So we drank a lot in Epcot. Most of the beers in Epcot, though, I mean, aren't anything. What's the best beer you had down there in Florida? I mean, the best beer you had down in Florida.
Oh gosh, there wasn't one.
There really wasn't one.
We didn't go any place that really specialized in beer.
No.
Yeah, I really didn't have a good beer while I was down there, to be honest with you. I found the challenge coin now.
There it is.
I wonder if the camera will pick it up very close.
You might be able to. I could probably focus it on there. Ooh. Actually, let me do this.
What are you doing?
Watch.
It's pretty focused.
Is it?
I think so.
There it is.
Yeah, so pretty cool. I'll send this picture to Dave.
And post that picture on the gram.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, trying to think, places we went
weren't really.
I mean, even in Disney at the Epcot,
the Epcot beers. I mean,
beers weren't great either. Yeah. They're very, they're trying to do very standard beers that people, the masses will like.
What was funny? Where were we? We were in what country were we in? And they had Stella.
You could. I feel like I've never seen that before there, and I've been to Epcot. Every time we go, I feel like that was a part of this whole shortages and getting supplies kind of thing.
Rody Rides asked did we make it to Disney Springs.
Yeah, we did.
We did. We ate at House of Blues first night.
We did. It was good.
Went to the Harley dealer there. I got some kind of commemorative poker chip that I think I paid $7 for. That was the
from House of Blues?
No, from the Disney Springs Harley Davidson.
Oh,
for the bike rally.
Is that upside down?
Yeah, it might be.
Well, I can't even read that.
Did you? No, we have not yet, Winroad.
What's that?
She said, did we review the beer that she gave us?
Nope, I've had them though.
So, have you now?
Yeah, I saved just enough to do a review. You won't like them.
No, I'm not gonna like it.
Oh, it's IPAs.
All right.
It's IPAs. You're not gonna like that. All right, Dave. I sent you some pictures.
So see the color of this one.
Yeah, I think that's the that's the email address. Yeah, I think I found that on one of their websites. Pretty cool though. Pretty cool to just come back to the bikes and find that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. 99 Are You Grad wants to know if he comes to Jersey Easter, can he get a basket?
No, only one person gets baskets in this group.
That's Booze. Steve said the grounds when we wait at Disney so well kept.
Yeah.
Tell them about your Disney experience.
So I know Patty Princess wanted me to tell us.
Did she?
So yeah.
Okay.
So yes, they actually do an amazing job on the grounds. I mean, they really do focus on that. And we stayed, for those that follow or know Disney, you'll know this one. If you don't, then you don't know. But Port Orleans Riverside, which is a very, very pretty resort, on the Disney grounds, really makes you feel like you're on vacation just with the way it's set up. But so we went the first night, Monday night, we went to Epcot. We were doing our drinks around the world, having a good time. I think I was 7 or 8 countries in, cruising towards finish, all 11 or 12, whatever it is. And then the rain started. And it wasn't just sprinkles, right?
Epcot.
It poured.
It poured.
It poured, and it poured hard for an hour and a half solid. Right. We had to hunker down in the America portion of this World Showcase. There was an overhang. We hung out there.
There was lightning.
Solid hour and a half. There was lightning. There was thunder. It was bad, right? So now that started like 7:30. It's like 9 after 9, and the park closed at 9. So there's a break in the weather, and everybody starts scurrying, to get the heck out of there, So we as well start to go, and we go the one way along the path. We don't get very far before we realize the entire path is flooded, like shin high kind of flooding, right? Like really. So we're like, oh crap, we're not going that way. So we turn and we go the other way. Well, we don't get very far the other way before it's the same thing there. We make our way around some of it by avoiding it and going around it. But we get to a point in Mexico, Norway area where you can't get around it. It's the whole thing's flooded. So we ended up having to take our shoes off because you don't want your shoes to get you don't want to just walk through a foot of water because those shoes are going to be so soaked. You had to wear those the next day. Getting them dry was going to be next to impossible. So we take our shoes off. We end up walking from that point all the way out to the buses where we got our transportation back to the hotel.
I should have left my socks
on. You should have left them on?
Probably should have left
them Really? On. I think some wet socks would really feel gross.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because that pavement was like...
It did hurt my feet.
It hurt.
It hurt.
It hurt walking on that.
So we get on the bus. We start headed back to the hotel. And the thought did cross my mind, and I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, man, we're on the first floor. I hope they didn't have this kind of rain there.
So what crossed my mind was I was thinking about calling them and joking about this very thing.
So we get back to our room. You guys were on the second floor. Yep. We had specifically requested the first floor just to avoid carrying all our stuff upstairs and crap. Mm-hmm. We get to our door. I open the door, and the room is flooded. There is... Well, the first problem is the door has a gap this big underneath it with no kind of a rubber strip, weather stripping, anything underneath that. Literally a snake could have came into our room, right?
I'm surprised you're getting
flooded. It's with maybe a half an inch of water, halfway into the room. Not only water, mulch, dirt, all this crap from their nice manicured lawns and all their shrubbery and all this, all in the room, everywhere. Mess. It's midnight. It's midnight, dudes. Exhausted, was at the park all day walking 7 miles, whatever it was. Just wanted to go to sleep. And here we have flooding into our room. We had our bags, we had shoes and stuff on the floor. Fortunately, I had taken all my clothes out of my bag that was on the floor and put them into one of the dresser drawers. But the wife had her bag on the floor with some clothes and her laptop in it, which thank God, the clothes were underneath it, so the laptop didn't get jacked up. But that was all wet. All our shoes and stuff were wet. So we call the front desk, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it! Yeah, we'll send somebody out." Well, this is where Disney's taking a turn for me as far as their customer service, because we wait a half hour and no one comes out. So I'm like, "You need to call them again." And the wife says, "No, I'm going up to the front, to the actual front building where all the people are." She goes up there. They're giving her the runaround. Well, we have one room we can give you, but it's like 4 buildings over. And so you can like move now here in the middle of the night at midnight, and it starts pouring again.
And your shit's wet.
Or, you know, somebody will be out, but we can't tell you when. I'm like, well, it's midnight. What am I supposed to stay here till 2, 3 in the morning until you send somebody out? So, long story short, here it is midnight, and I got all our towels, and I'm like squeegeeing and pushing all the water towards the door. Like I had to clean it myself. I'm pissed off. Like she's up at the main building. I'm talking to her on the phone. At first, I'm like, yeah, let's switch rooms. But then when I get off the phone with her, I look outside and I realize it's pouring again. I'm like, I'm not trying to move all my crap from one room to another at midnight in the pouring rain.
She walked like the quarter mile from
the room up into the lobby.
From the room to the main lobby.
Yeah.
Because it had stopped raining and now it was pouring again.
So you drove up to pick her up.
I went up to pick
I'm
her
like,
up.
well, you know what? Just tell them to give us some more towels. I'll clean it my damn self. So they ask her at the front, well, how many towels do you need?
A lot.
I don't know. The room's flooded. You tell me. What do you think I need? 50? I don't know. Here I am on my friggin' hands and knees at midnight when I'm supposed to be sleeping, like pushing all this stuff out, man. They ended up, and they're like, oh, well, we're going to comp you half a night's stay. And she's like, oh, no. You're going to have to do better than that. Ended up getting a free night, which to me still wasn't enough, but it was better than nothing. And I had to, and in the meantime, they have a housekeeping person come down and bring me towels and like, here you go. I'm like, wait a minute. Why can't the housekeeping lady clean the freaking room? Why am I doing it? I'm paying thousands of dollars to stay here. She's like, here you go, and then leaves. Like, oh my gosh. So Disney's customer service has definitely taken a hit over the years. I think Walt is probably spinning in his grave and seeing what they're doing, but they are a woke company, and I don't see it changing. So it's either don't go or you got to go and deal with it.
Nope. TDK wants to know, when you went to the back of the to VAM, did you go to the back of the Dragon Brewery?
Yes. We actually, there was most of us from, you know, all the YouTubers that were out there ended up hanging out there for a while. Yeah, we drank there and hung out there for a while. It's pretty nice. That whole new setup there is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I actually said if they were going to have it again, I think they should try to partner with that, whoever runs that. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
I am salty because I love Disney. Well, I'm just very upset at their customer service has taken a big hit over the last couple of years. And I think it sucks because when you pay thousands of dollars to go to the happiest place on earth, you shouldn't have to deal with that kind of stuff. But I guess it is what it is.
Let me tell you, Jason, you're a big dude. And if you came between Bert and Belle, you would not stand a chance.
Oh, hell no. Stop. The Piney Princess is watching. I take the Piney Princess over all the princesses anytime.
So, interesting comment. 99 Ugrad knows the guy who runs the back of the Dragon, and he does. He is good friends with that dude.
Really?
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm.
So my thought was if they were going to do keep doing the VAM, they should try to run it out of there, and they should hook up with them. I don't know what they're doing. I know they have one planned for this year. But
I think that would be a much better venue.
I think it would be much better. I actually felt bad about how it was last year because, and this is no knock on anybody, but the Clinch Mountain Motorworks was like hosting it, but all the people that came, like all the motovloggers stuff, nobody's like stayed there and hung out. So I felt like they were hosting it and they like did all this effort to host it, but they didn't really get their return on their profit for it because no one really hung out there. You know, we went up, they had like band and they were getting ready to like have a big hoedown, but no one stuck around there. Like people were down at it
was rough weather too.
So I think the other place would be perfect to host it, but I'm not running it, so I don't.
Beats 1,800 in the house.
Yeah, I think they should consider that, but again, I'm not the one running it, so they're going to do what they want to do. I thought that place was really nice. I thought the beer was decent, and I think it was a cool setup, and it was a nice place in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Small brewery, but they seem to have a lot on tap.
Thank you, James.
Thank you,
Cheers.
James. Thank you very much.
I'll put that towards my back medication for having to clean my floor at a hotel in the middle of the night at Disney World after shelling out several $1,000s just to stay there.
Pete said it was like herding cats at VAM.
Well, it was. Again, that whole thing, that has potential, but you're starting something like that from scratch, man. That's a lot of work. It's hard to organize. You know, I have to organize just day rides with my friends, and I understand the struggle that is. So I can imagine what actually trying to put on an event like that would be like.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, everybody's
Original Jimbo says when is the next trip?
I really can't answer that.
We need to get it together.
I think we're gonna have
We came back from Daytona.
We do need to get together.
We do need to get together. We came back from Daytona. We both kind of got
bogged down with work.
And I put out 2 videos this week. If you guys haven't seen them yet, so this is the first time I think we've seen each other.
Oh, did they? Wow.
You know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't seen them all week. It's been a busy week.
Yeah.
I've been freaking exhausted all week. I don't even know why. Maybe just because we were just like for a vacation, like we were on the go the whole time.
Yeah.
And laying down miles on the feet. So it was exhausting. I'm going back in freaking June with my kids and the Pioneer Princess, and I'm like, I gotta shed about 20, 30 pounds before June because that was a lot, and it's gonna be hotter in June.
We kept pace, but we started like late some days too.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to sleep in, but it was tough, man. Can you turn up the volume?
Really? Is it not that loud, buddy?
Is your volume up all the way?
Interesting, because people haven't complained too much.
So I don't know. I mean, I know I want to do some cool. Disney is no vacation. It is. It's just. I mean, it's just one of those vacations you need a vacation from. And I mean, there's a lot of vacations like that. To be honest with you, the only vacation I've ever done where I didn't feel like I needed a vacation after it was just getting a house at the Outer Banks and just like chilling by the pool for the week.
Yeah,
like that's the only vacation I've ever done where I wasn't tired when I got back. I mean, everything else is like you're doing stuff, man. So you're on the go. You're on the go. If you're sightseeing, like we did the trip to Yellowstone, like you go to Yellowstone, or you go to national parks, like you're not sitting around. So you're more active than you are on your normal days. So thank you, Dave. Audio sounds good to everybody else. So it might have just been last thing I need is more volume. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
And we waited in some lines at Disney.
I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest with you.
Favorite ride?
Well, I don't know. I can't really say. I have a few favorites.
It's tough now, right?
Tower of Terror is always one of my favorites.
That was terrifying.
It wasn't terrifying. It was serious. It was. Oh, I love that ride. What else do I like?
The Resistance,
Splash Mountain, Tower of Terror are 2 of my favorites. Yeah. Rise of the Resistance. So we did that. That was a brand new one. The first time doing that. That was a really dope ride. It's more of like than what they're calling it. It's more of an experience than a ride.
But it's kind really of like cool. Where their rides are going, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, a little interactive, you know. Really cool, really cool. And it really wasn't Belle is my favorite. I feel like, and by the end of it, you know, we were all wore out and stuff. So that last day that we did, where we did Space Mountain and waited 2+ hours
for Space Mountain,
that was agitating. But realistically, that was like one of the only rides that was longer than the wait time they gave. Like most of the rides we got pretty lucky on.
Yeah. Bert's favorite ride.
I hate the magic teacups. I don't do anything that spins like that because I get motion sick really easy.
But I had never ridden Space Mountain.
Right. And that's why we did it. Because I told you guys, I was like, I take it to leave it. I've done it before. It's not exciting to me. And then I remembered why when we did it. I remembered as soon as that ride started, I remembered why I don't like that ride.
Yeah.
Freaking hurts.
It did hurt.
It's so herky-jerky in the dark. You can't see where you're going, and it's not smooth. And every time it shifts directions, it jerks you. And like
it's 50 years old.
Yo, my spine hurts.
It's a roller coaster.
Still.
It's 50 years old.
More cowbell. I got a fever. But I mean, it's Space Mountain. It's a classic, you know. You know, we did it. It was long though. And the way Disney has their setup now with the lightning lanes. Like all these people are on here for like motorcycle stuff, and like, why are you talking about Disney?
I know.
But with the lightning lanes, like all these people like pay to get on faster, and all these people are passing you, and it's annoying, but it is what it is.
Yep. Adam Roberts' A Small World.
No, Epcot's great drunk.
So
listen, I am old, Drew.
We did the Smuggler's Run ride.
I can't do those rides, man. I don't know what I was thinking getting on that in that ride. Oh my god!
Smuggler's Run puts you in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, And I got some awesome
I like
pictures.
Expedition Everest too.
They do have a full size Millennium Falcon there that I got some amazing pictures of. So
that is dope.
We'll have to. I'll make sure I put some of those up on the gram. But the
Aviator Flight of Passage is good too, Dave. Dave, did you went recently?
He must have gone
because these are all new rides.
So
Smugglers Run. I'm always Big Spoon. Moose. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah,
doesn't even make sense otherwise.
Moose, he was Little Spoon on Smugglers Run. Though.
Yo, I was Little Puke Bucket on Smugglers Run. They want you to do stuff and like drive the thing, and I'm like,
you got two people that are supposed to drive, two people that are supposed to fire the guns,
and some no hablas behind us.
And we had two people behind us that didn't speak any English, right?
And had no clue they're supposed to be hitting buttons, and they're not.
And this lady's going, "You two are your pilots, you two are the gunners, and you two are the engineers," and they go, "We don't speak English." So we had the two motion sick people
nerds,
driving.
DDK. You're all nerds.
Oh man,
it
was funny.
Do you guys see the new Lowrider ST? I've seen pictures of it.
I have not actually seen the bike.
I don't think I've seen it in person.
I don't think is the bike out yet. March, April. I think it's April, right?
No, James, I'm not dyeing my beard.
He dyed his beard once, and I told everybody it was the lighting.
I'm not dyeing my beard. I got no problem with my beard. Yeah, no, it makes me look older than I am, but whatever. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Baggers and Brews, you two sound like a couple of giddy teenage girls.
Well,
that's weird.
Yeah.
So I say to that. So, what rallies are you guys going to this season? What do you have booked? Where are you going to be? Because we're still trying to figure it out. We don't know where we're going to be.
We know Charlie's going to be at Americade. He's booked.
Did they had one in Daytona? I didn't see it. Charlie's going to be at Americade. Yeah. I'm good with it. The wife likes it. That's all that matters. I diet. It doesn't bother me to diet, but I don't really see the need. Just to have you guys bust my balls. Not going to make it to Arizona Bike Week. That's a little far.
That's not going to happen.
So I don't know. Like, realistically,
I want to do.
I'm just trying to find some really cool rides we can do on the weekend that aren't just like ride someplace to drink, because that like gets old for you guys to watch. So I'm trying to find some cool places we can go.
Arch said do a meet and greet at Bonesaw.
I mean, that'd be cool unless Arch was the only one that showed up, and then it'd be awkward because you'd have to talk to him the whole time.
I'm sure Ice Pipes and Nikki would come to Bonesaw.
Maybe. I just want to find some cool places to go to that we can maybe like, tell people about and kind of do a little more than just go someplace to drink and eat. You know what I mean? Don't start that.
Ooh.
It's only 8:00. It's town.
Ride to Droop's house. We could ride to Droop's house.
Droop's house is far.
So, Rudy, I think we're going to do Laconia next year.
Yeah, we talked about it for this year, but knowing that next year is the 100 or 100th, I think it's a bigger deal, so we might save it for next year.
And I think Atwell is going to try and come out to Laconia next year.
He says he's taking a month off.
And he doesn't know it yet, but 99RU Grad is also going to go to Laconia next year.
Oh, is he?
He is.
Huh. Is he bringing his side piece, or is he coming solo?
I don't know. I don't know what he'll do.
It'd be cool to have. So I'm not sure Dave's plans. I thought he might have said he was going to come here first and then ride up with us, but I'm not sure if that's what he was planning on doing. He could tell us. He's in the side chat. But he was planning on taking some time off, and it's going to be a big trip for him because it's 2,400 miles from his house to ours.
That's a big trip.
So his plan, I think, was to ride here and then roll up with us and then spend like a week up there. And then roll back. So I think he's trying to take like a month. But I mean, he's living off them retirement funds. So
he's probably going to go to see his friends in Delaware because he likes them more.
Maybe. That's all right.
So Laconia next year. Trying to plan ahead. Would love to do Milwaukee next year.
They want to know what we're doing this year, though.
Right. So I'm just thinking this year is like. I think we should do Americade this year.
So when is Americade? Is it June?
Yeah, it's in June.
Stuff, man. When in June?
I don't know.
Let's look it up. Anybody know? Anybody?
I don't know.
Anybody?
Loretta Lynn's Motorcycle Music Revival
That's a
Rally.
good one, but that's going to take some planning too.
Yes.
Again, it's a drive for us.
Yes.
Americade. That one looks like everyone says that one's amazing. Mid-June Americade.
When
Did
is
I just
it?
get the dates? Hello? No dates. It's everything but dates. This is not American. Wait, that is American.
Yeah, I thought it was in June.
What? Americade. This is weird.
Camp out of Droops though. It looks like everybody's heading to Droops.
Oh snap! That's gonna be fun.
I'm down. Americade is Lake George.
That it is.
So lots of good riding up there. Original Jimbo says June 7th. Lots of moto visuals. Thanks for hanging out, man. Have a good night.
Why am I not? This is weird.
June, you're doing the big ass poker run in Kansas
I'd love to
City.
do that.
I wouldn't. Kansas City's a 2-day ride. It's not bad.
June 7th to the 11th. June 7th to the 11th.
Yeah.
So what days are that week? Is that like a Thursday to a?
I know. It's
let's see the calendar. June 7th is a Tuesday. Tuesday to Saturday?
Yeah.
Tuesday to Saturday?
Yeah.
So could we get the... Is that even worth it, though, just to get a Friday off? If it ends on Saturday? Well, is it worth it to ride up and get there sometime on Friday and then be there all day Saturday and then just come home on Sunday?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be worth it.
Yeah?
I mean, I would.
It's one day off.
I'm down for the ride.
Well, if the girls don't want to go, maybe we'll just go.
Breaking the seal.
So that might be an option. I'm still planning to go. I haven't even talked about this yet with George and his better app, but I'm still planning on Ocean City. I'm planning on Ocean City just because it's so close and it's kind of our most local. Now that Wildwood, Laconia this year is 11th and 19th, so it's right after, right? Yeah. So since Wildwood banged up shop and is no longer here, that's really like our closest. What's 300 miles? 5 hours to get to Americade, about 300 miles. Yeah. So, I mean, if you leave early in the morning, if you bounce out of here at like 6, I mean, you can be there. You can be there a little after lunch, right? So you'll still have the afternoon and the evening on Friday and then all day Saturday and then just come home on Sunday. I mean, it could probably be worth it. 2 nights at hotels. Night, Jason. You're doing the ride then? You decide you're going? Be safe. Stay warm. Good luck. Yeah, I mean, that's... Maybe we'll do that. It might be that. And then really, honestly, it might be that. And then it might only be Ocean City. So we might only get June and September. And then July and August, we're probably going to be doing a lot of local stuff here. Local within a couple 100 miles. And I really want to get a weekend trip to... keep trying to get these guys to get a weekend trip to Vermont. Preferably on the bikes, but there's a lot of really good breweries in Vermont. And there actually is a brewery called Fiddlehead Brewing Company, which the Piney Princess's favorite beer comes from. And it turns out it's like a couple blocks over from the town I lived in when I was a kid in Shelburne, Vermont, when my dad was in the military and he was doing some recruiting work up there. So we want to get to Vermont, want to do some cool rides within New Jersey and kind of show off like maybe some historical stuff and show you guys that stuff. I'm gonna get the hiccups. But Vermont does have beautiful riding. Moonshine Tour, you're welcome to come. Where's that at? Where's the Moonshine Tour? Where's that? Yeah, so Dave, man, I lived in Shelburne for like 2 years back in the 80s. I think like I went to kindergarten there, I believe. when my dad was doing a recruiting gig in Burlington, Vermont, for a couple years before we moved to Germany. So, like, I remember the area. I remember a lot of stuff about that, and I definitely remember the museum and doing that for school and stuff. So, yeah, Shelburne's pretty cool, and Fiddlehead Brewing Company is right there. So that's definitely something I'm trying to get the crew up to, for a weekend this summer, hopefully. But just like I said, like a bunch of weekend trips and some cool rides, trying to get away from just riding to the bar and like give you guys some cooler stuff and some interesting stuff to talk about. You got any rides you want to do this summer? That's kind of what we're talking about.
Is that what we're talking about? I haven't even thought about it.
I said like the Alchemist. Alchemist also.
I would love to get to the Alchemist.
Which the funny thing is, like everybody knows Heady Topper, but that's really not their best beer. It's their most mainstream, but it's not their best beer.
And honestly, by the time you get Heady Topper down here in Jersey, it's really not even.
I don't even like Heady Topper that much. I mean,
I like it.
It's an okay beer, but for the price they're charging for it down here, for a 4-pack,
$34. That's like $34 for a 4-pack.
It's not
just
worth it.
Magic Hat. Magic Hat's good. Number 9.
That in Vermont?
Yep, that's not a new brewery either. Magic Hat's been around since like we've been drinking age, I feel like.
Like Gene and I rode from America to Laconia. Yeah, I remember when you did that.
Yeah.
Are there any basket weavers near y'all? Yes, there are. Couple of them.
Got to use that basket emoji when you type basket. I mean, come on, man.
So, I mean, I think Daytona was our big one for this year. We're definitely going to get to a couple. We'll shoot for Americade, see if we start planning that, and Ocean City. That's probably it for the rallies for this year, but we're definitely going to do some good riding and do some good weekend trips and get some good videos for you guys between Fiddlehead and Burlington. Okay.
Yeah. So when is Ocean City? It's
mid-September.
Yeah, it's like the weekend after.
She's like early teens.
Weekend after Labor Day, I feel like is right when it is. They've extended Ocean City this year. I think it's like a day or two longer. Also, big names playing.
It's a really good, like at least as far as what I like.
Zach Brown's playing. Your boy's playing.
Yes, Travis Tritt is there. I love Travis Tritt, and he puts on a hell of a concert if you like country music. Yeah. And he's opening for Zach Brown. Zach Brown band's good too, so that's a good one that I would actually pay for the passes for.
I've seen Zach Brown in concert, and they were
really
good. Yeah. Iowa Hawks Rider says campsite at Sturgis has been booked, Bert. Just saying.
I know, everybody's pressuring. So it's the 14th to the 18th this year at Ocean City.
Yeah.
Wednesday to Sunday. So I'm actually trying to find. I want to look and see. I want to try to see if we can do just like a Airbnb as opposed to hotel rooms. It might be better bang for the buck.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start looking for that now.
We'll definitely be in Ocean City, I think.
Great vendors, great concerts, great bars. We'll venture out this year. We'll do some different bars.
I don't need to do different bars.
Okay.
I'm not complaining. I was not the one complaining. No complaints.
I know you weren't. I'm just saying.
I can put my ass on a rail, drink some painkillers, put my feet in the sand. And
I enjoy the beachy vibe.
Happy as a clam, you know.
I like Secrets. I like the Fishtails. But there's so many bars and restaurants in Ocean City. Like, you can't. Or Dixon.
Dixon. I'm actually wearing the Dixon.
Rob Zombie. Never seen him. Listen, Travis Tritt in concert was awesome. We saw him out in Valley Forge a couple years ago, me and the wife. That was a really good concert. I'd love to see him again. I mean, I was amazed. I was astonished that he sounded every bit as good as he did when he was in his prime, which was nuts. Yeah. Because usually, like, you get in concert, a lot of guys don't sound as good as what you heard from CDs, where it's all doctored. He was good, man. It was a good concert. If you like country. How many of you either rev your bikes or cars going through tunnels on underpasses? I do.
You got a rev bomb, man.
Heck yeah. It's the orchestra of our people.
That's it.
Moose, Rob Zombie is awesome. So, I mean, that's kind of it for this year. Trying to plan some big stuff for next year. I mean, I don't know when it's going to happen, but the Route 66 thing has to happen at some point.
Gotta happen.
I'm dying to do that. talking today with Dave about getting out to Arizona at some point. And that's a big undertaking because that's, like you said, 2,400 miles. So that takes some planning to figure out how that's going to work.
6, 12. Jesus Christ, that could be 4 days.
There's no way you can do 4 days.
Huh?
There's no way you can take 4 days to get there.
But I mean,
you gotta go. You gotta do longer days. I can take 4 days to get someplace. 4 days back, it's 8. So that's a 2-week trip, and you're only getting a couple days there.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
It's a hike.
It is a hike. D-bag moved to the other side of the country.
I know.
Do Peach too? What the PCH? Oh, yeah. PCH is
Big part of PCH is actually completely closed right
I heard
now.
it's not anymore.
Did they open it up?
That's what my buddy Steven just told me. He was there this past summer or fall, whatever it was. He went out there and they did it, and he said it's all back open again. There was a big portion that was like closed because of a mudslide and stuff, and supposedly it's open.
Moose says you all bougie fly to Sturgis and red bikes.
Listen,
if I fly to Sturgis, I'm probably not paying.
I don't even need a bike. I'm going to friggin'.
I'm probably not paying $2,000 to rent a bike.
I'm going to the parties and I'm just gonna film it for the channel and fly back home, man.
That's it.
Half the folks that go out there don't even ride while they're there anyway.
No.
Ship bikes both ways too. Yeah, I mean, or at that point, if you're shipping bikes both ways, you gotta just explore. If it's just cheaper, to just rent a bike while you're out there and fly out, ride around out there and fly home. It might actually be cheaper than shipping a bike.
Yeah.
To rent a bike for 3 or 4 days as opposed to shipment both ways.
Go out there and rent a couple black street glides. That'd be awesome.
Ooh, that sounds fun. North Cascades out here. Where is it? North Cascades?
That's Washington, right?
Washington State?
Pretty sure that's where Jimbo is. He's like in Oregon or out that way, right?
Oh my gosh. So if you want your bikes.
Yeah, Washington.
Oh.
Yep.
Nobody, you guys haven't told us though what rallies you're doing, man. I didn't see anybody say anything. You guys go other than Sturgis. I know some of you are going to Sturgis, but are there any other ones you guys are doing this year? Eagle Rider Rentals here, yeah.
Moose says he's going to rent slingshots.
Slingshots would be nice.
We could just, go down to.
I'm sure Washington State's nice. I'd love to see that Pacific Northwest.
Yeah,
that's another whole. Somebody needs to buy me a lottery ticket so I don't have to work and I can just have all the free time I want.
I know.
I'll come to all these rallies
till we get to that 150,000 subscriber mark.
Right. Stubborn American's another one I want to get to, man. I mean, that's another good thing to. Brew Crew, is that supposed to be like a
so what you're not seeing is when you see that means they use the emojis.
So it's the beard one?
Yeah.
Got it. Doesn't come up on our live stream, guys. Or live stream on our StreamYard.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite part of our Daytona trip?
Favorite part of the Daytona trip? Probably. I mean, we met a couple of subscribers, so I think that was really a good time.
Yeah, we had some good long conversations too.
I mean, we got to really hang out with people. Obviously, seeing Monkey is always a good time, but hanging out with Alan was
pretty cool.
Alan's a cool dude, and honestly, the highlight for me, and not just because they're a sponsor of the channel, but because like I've watched him since he was been on Biker Build Off on the Discovery Channel, was hanging out with Brian Clock. And
it wasn't just like getting to meet him and talk to him. It was just like the way that conversation went. And really just how cool he was and how helpful he was and how willing to help us and our channel he was, which was really neat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Like, I mean, it's like the guy we were working with for Clockworks no longer work with the company. you're like, well, so who's my contact then? Like when I needed something, and he's like, well, here's my number. Here's my cell number. Just go straight to me. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
right?
I was controlling myself, but I was a little fanboyed up.
Yeah, I mean that was cool. and it wasn't like it was one of those things where he was like talk to us for a couple minutes and like shoot us away. Like
no.
We were actually funny thing was we were actually trying to get away from him because we had talked so long and you had to take your pills and we needed to get some food like that. We were trying to leave and he kept talking to us to where the point we had to be like, all right, goodbye. Like that was really cool, because normally someone of that stature is, he's a pretty big name and the company's a pretty big name.
Yeah.
And normally like, to get a couple minutes it would be a big deal, but like we had unlimited time with him, really. It was awesome. And it was cool. And he's like, here's my direct line. If you need anything from us, just hit me up. And so it was pretty cool. That was a highlight for sure.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. So Steve Bates says Brian Clock is a cool dude. And you know what? He is going to be at a lot of rallies coming up.
All right, Dave.
So
yeah,
take care. And you know what? I mean, spoiler alert, we're definitely going to have him on here at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you might have seen so I didn't get to watch it yet. Did you get to watch the one?
I didn't get to watch it yet.
He was on, what's it, V-Twin?
V-Twin podcast, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he was on that. But, yeah, he was like, we talked about it, and he was like, heck yeah, I'd be more than happy to be on. So,
take care, Jimbo.
So we'll have him on a live soon.
And we're also going to have Mikkel on, and Mikkel is, become a good friend of ours. He worked at Clockworks for many, many, many years, and is good friends with, I think his name is Kurt Hoffman, who runs Hoffman Designs. So we're going to have him on as well. And Hoffman Designs is a cool little company where they do, what are they doing? They're doing, what's the word? Carbon fiber parts for baggers. So
all the performance bagger dudes are going to that.
Cool gig.
They're a pretty cool company. Very, 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 very small. There's like three of them.
3 people.
But putting out some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
In the performance bagger world.
Yeah.
It's not really what we do, but it's still interesting.
I still like the look. I like the.
You do like the look, and I don't mind the look. It's not my thing, but I mean, it looks cool. And I know there's it's a popular thing now. A lot of people are getting into it. We know people around here that are doing it that we know personally. So,
we have, cool. And you may or may not have seen this post. Speaking of performance baggers, there is a performance bagger bike night.
Well, that's a new thing
coming up. Hasn't happened yet.
I thought they had one already.
Did they have one already? I thought it was April 1st or first weekend of April or something like that.
At
PJ's in Medford.
Okay, maybe I read the post wrong. Maybe I thought that they did it. I'm
gonna actually look at the post right now because
maybe that's coming up, which I'm gonna roll up to then if that's the case.
Oh yeah.
But we know a few guys locally to our area that we interact with that are big performance bagger guys and ride hard. And one of them, if you guys aren't following him, he's Superman of NJ on Instagram.
Yo,
he just rolled down to Daytona, and he rides like straight, like they ride hard, and he rode the full 900 whatever miles like overnight, and it was cold that night. So
yeah,
but they rode straight through there and straight through back, like they don't stop and stay anywhere. Which I'm like, God bless you, more power to you, but. Holy crap.
Corey says, with those fancy new suspensions, you now qualify.
That's right. Performance back. We can go to bike night now, dude.
Oh, man.
Why are we still talking about Oklahoma? What's wrong with Oklahoma?
I don't know.
You hear Oklahoma.
Performance bagger still isn't good as what? Good a name as Olympic grocery bagger team.
Jesus.
So, but yeah, it's I mean, I like the performance bagger thing, but those guys that they the crew locally, the crew of guys, what's that?
Brody Riders. George needs a carbonated drink.
That's funny. This guy's funny.
I love it. I was a performance bagger. I was a performance bagger at the local.
We'll take it later.
Good grief, dude. Guys,
but they're not a bunch of posers like our local guys. They ride those bikes.
No, he ride. Yo, so he's like on. So I was talking to him right the other day. He's on like his 4th M8 motor.
Are you kidding me?
No. His thing is freaking ride hard and he blows them up. But so I was talking to him like, so like, are you under warranty? He's like, no, because he does a lot of shit to his.
Yeah.
But he's like, he has a secondary insurance policy of some sort. I don't even know what it is that covers this stuff. So every time he blows these motors, this insurance that he's got, this extra insurance he has, is covering it. So he's on his 4th motor on that bike. Or I'm not sure if it's that bike, between the 2 that he had. The 2, because he had the other one, then he got rid of that. And
now he's a new one.
So, but he's gone through like 4 M8s. And apparently whatever this secondary insurance he has covers it. So he's like, he doesn't even care. Which he probably pays decent money for it, but you know what? Probably nothing compared to what those motors cost, right?
Yeah.
But he that's his whole thing, man. He rides hard.
Are we going to have a 10% code for Olin's?
We don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know. We really just started dealing with them.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put this video out and see how it goes and talk to them and then see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
At this point, they were really good to us. They gave us a discount on getting the stuff installed, and we really didn't get much further than that. But I guess if they like what we do, with the video, then we'll go from there.
So, I mean, I guess the answer is not yet, but we don't know. I mean, our goal of, this Olin's partnership is really to show you guys the suspension, the adjustment of the suspension, and, why this aftermarket suspension is worth it, honestly.
I'm telling you, if you're someone like me who's been on nothing but stock suspension your entire life or whatever, like I've been riding this 2016 since 2017 when I bought it. So 5 years on this stock suspension, and within like 20 minutes of having this Olin suspension on there, man, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing what a game changer it is to the ride, to the comfort. It's crazy, man. It really is. Like I'm with you. Like I hadn't really thought about it until you just said that, but I'm with you as far as when you talk about what's the first mod you should do when you buy a brand new bike or you buy a new bike to you. Like forget pipes at this point, forget handlebars. That suspension is a game changer to the comfort of your ride.
James says George needs a Honda Goldwing to make it home next time.
Let's talk about Honda Goldwings, guys. You guys want to talk about Goldwings? So what did we learn about Goldwings on this trip?
Well, learned a couple things about Goldwings. One, I know that they are not the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Straight from Goldwing Rider.
Straight from a Goldwing Rider.
A disgruntled Goldwing Rider.
They have the same gripes about their Goldwings. Slightly different, but a lot of the same gripes they have that we have about our Harleys. So, and the other thing you need to understand is like these touring bikes. I mean, there are people who own Harley baggers who don't really ride them. Most Goldwing guys are riders. They ride their bikes, and they do like good distance rides on their bikes.
Right.
And a lot of Harley, especially like the Road Glide, I feel like the Road Glide bagger guys put more miles on than average. So, who makes what company owns? How do I phrase this question? What company owns? Basically, owns the company that makes the front suspension in a Harley bagger. If anybody knows the answer to that,
raise your hand if you know the answer.
Because I got to tell you, Steve Bates has just messaged Alan about the sponsor. Yeah, man, Alan's into the social media. Absolutely. Yeah, it's see Busted Knuckle Nose. It's Showa. And yep, see, so everybody knows that's who makes the front suspension in a Harley baggers. Guys, guess who makes the front suspension of damn Goldwing? It's the same suspension, guys. It's the same insides, different tube. So, for all those people who like to knock Harley and like what they do and what they don't do, and how like a superior product Honda puts to the market, man, guys, it's the same suspension.
What did I just miss there?
So,
Advan Black is awesome. I just missed out
Yeah,
about the
right
big ass
down,
poker run, and he wants to visit about being a sponsor. Well, that's cool.
That's very cool.
So how about the Goldwing seats?
Yo, scroll down to where we stay we kind of stay with it. Yep, it's Japanese, 100%. Which is why all of your front end and your front fork parts when you're working on your Harley are all in metric.
So somebody asked on here, I forget where it was just recently, about the price tag
of what
on the Olean shocks that we got.
So the Olean.
So I'm pretty sure what we ended up getting on the rear is like close to $1,400.
Yeah.
But now that's the one with the external canisters.
Yeah.
That's not. I feel like the ones without are closer to like. What was it? What was that? So close to 1,000. It was around 1,000, and then the external canister ones, the extra, that was about 1,400, 14 and change.
Right.
And that's just the rear. And I don't know. Do you remember what the front was? I thought he said the front ones were like another 1,200 maybe.
Somewhere in there, I think
somewhere in that ballpark. They're very, very comparable. It's almost identical to the Legends.
Listen, the pricing
as far as their levels of suspension and the price for those levels, very, very comparable. I mean, I think it's a pretty fair price. It's not, top end like maybe like those Wilburs or some other stuff,
right.
But it's not a couple $100. But man, for the difference it makes on the bike, I mean, it's worth every penny.
It's crazy. I think Olean's, Legends, Fox, who is now in the game, really more so into the game, they all make different level suspension that are all price comparable to each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Legends, if you're going, external cartridge with Legends, you're paying $1,500.
Yeah.
And Legends is a good company. I've liked the Oleans. There's a couple of features that I like in the Oleans. They are height adjustable, where you can adjust the height of them without losing any shock travel. So that was the thing that drew me to them. Again, don't shy away from the external cartridge. You do not have to mount that external cartridge out where you can see it. You can actually mount it like down on the inside, so it's behind your saddlebag. Suspension Technologies is another one that's kind of, and I don't know that much about Suspension Technologies, but again, like I'm sure that if you look at Suspension Technologies, they're going to be priced in the same ballpark. With the exception of Wilbur, who is, Wilbur's kind of on another level. It's, the remote reservoir is, and the remote reservoir is a big deal because that is a level of adjustment that if you're riding, a loaded bike, you're riding two up, it gives you the ability to not have that bike, not have that bike bottom out. So it's very cool, and you can mount that. You can mount it just about anywhere. So it doesn't have to be. I mean, ours are mounted out back on either side of the rear fenders. Both of them are mounted in the same place. Olean's has just brought to market a CNC machined mount that is really sharp that you'll get to see, that you can't really see on the pictures, but you'll see it in the video. And we're coming out. They're going to be including that. Baggers and Brewers Oleans is partners with Harley, right? Yes. So the Oleans partnership with Harley has been like I guess matriculating for a while, and they are producing shocks for they are producing suspension for Harley now with the Oleans name on them. So
they do a Screaming Eagle too, don't they?
So they are basically Oleans, and Oleans does make the Screaming Eagle suspension as well. But I think now that they're just now like the Oleans name is on them. So now when you get them, like with the option with the STs, for the first time, Harley is selling like a Harley external reservoir with the Oleans name on it. So he probably would be.
So I mean, I can't speak on it.
Yeah, I don't.
And I wouldn't sit here and tell you that Oleans is the best suspension on the planet because I haven't tried other suspensions. Right. To me, they're the best suspension on the planet because they're the first one I've used other than stock. Yeah. So they feel like the best on the planet.
Like I said, like
they're a quality company. But
one of the reasons I like them is because they have the height adjustability. Like they dropped my bike, probably about 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
And I still kept a 13-inch travel shock. Mm-hmm. So I mean that is cool.
Did you guys put a mic in? Yes.
So yes, Adam, the reservoir does allow the oil to cool off, but it also gives you another and it keeps your travel it keeps the travel more consistent over time, so that the bike will behave the same over and over again. But it also gives you a third level of adjustment. Yep. I guess the mic picked up that toilet flush. They're on it.
Sorry, I had to pee. The girls are upstairs crafting, which is interesting. Very interesting.
Well, Stacy's got stuff to do.
What's she doing?
She's teaching a class tomorrow on her essential oils.
Oh, shit.
Up in Allendale.
Okay.
Yup.
Why is our line not coming out?
So yeah, very happy with the suspension. But again, you're right. Like I'm sure Legends puts out a great product. I'm sure Suspension Technologies puts out a great product.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even trying to compare those. No. I'm just comparing it to stock.
Yeah.
And if you're somebody like me that's been putzing around on stock for all these years, like just hesitating or not wanting to spend the money,
mm-hmm. Spend the money. It's amazing the difference.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I say, use Oleans because that's what I have and I think it's awesome. But Legends, Wilbur's, whatever, upgrade your suspension because it's amazing the difference it makes on the ride.
I mean, Ben Norris has Legends. Those Legends that now he just got the upgraded. He's got the reservoir as well.
Right.
He loves them.
I mean, I don't know anybody that's Legends. I've only heard one or two people say they switched from Legends.
The only people that I know who've complained about Legends, and there were 3 people at Daytona when we were talking suspension, talked about the Legends air ride stuff and that they've had problems.
Yeah,
but
air ride stuff, yeah.
But they said Legends always warranted their parts and didn't give them an issue. Mm-hmm. It was just a fact that they did have parts like that, went bad.
That's a great question, Dallas.
What's that?
Where's the guacamole? I'd love some guacamole.
Oh, I thought he had another question below that. It says, so you guys just did the rear suspension.
No.
So Bert just did the
rear.
Where
were you in the beginning? Did you not pay attention?
He didn't pay attention.
You were talking to Moose.
And I did the front and rear. And the front, I mean, it's I have a different bike. It's a different bike.
Yeah. So the only reason I don't have the front is because they didn't have the parts to do
anything pre M8.
Anything pre, 2017 was the oldest they had.
Yeah.
16 and below or older, they didn't have the parts for it. So hopefully I can get them to bring a set of those to Ocean City.
Yeah.
And install them there if they're going to be at Ocean City. Who's Moose? Moose's fault.
There it is.
I've thought about suspension upgrade, but so far the stock air suspension hasn't been bad. Even riding 2 up with luggage, so it's hard for me to drop 1,500. You have stock?
Well, here's the deal. Suspension? I mean, here's the deal. You don't have to drop the 1,500 there are like you can get HD 159s for like $699 or $799 somewhere in there, and just do the rears, and they also give you that same feature where you can
what's on my mouth? Beer?
Where you can adjust the height of them, which is cool. Dallas, no, $1,499 are the rears with the external reservoir, and I think online the fronts are around 900, but they do $819 the fronts are, but they do not install the fronts for free at a rally. They install your rears for free, but they will not install the fronts for free.
Really?
It is a lot of work.
What did they say what it was?
It was 14 installed.
As opposed to
what's the 900 or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
it is a lot of work.
I
mean, that was the bulk of we were up there for like 2 hours.
It's a lot of work. Like it ties up a lift for a long time for them to do that.
Yeah.
Awesome, James.
By the way, I got my brew. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it. And you guys can go to baggersandbrews.com and get all the Baggers and Brews swag you like. You can also join the membership, like James, which might actually get you some free stuff. And you can see that on the YouTube channel under memberships.
Under join. That little button that is right there. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, the rears.
No, not total, not 1,400 for front end.
No, that's what I was just saying. Yeah.
Well, I think it was like 2,400 or something like that for 2,000. Yeah, it was over 2,000 for like both.
Yeah.
Suspension technology has front and rear upgrade suspension for 1,600 salt. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, again, like you could get
$100 tattoo too, but I mean,
but
the best tattoo.
So if you were getting, the HD 159s, or you were getting a lower level, rear shock, Olene's would be. You'd be in the same. Boat.
Yeah, I mean, and we didn't.
I mean,
we actually didn't set out to get the reservoir.
Yeah.
The external reservoir version, whatever. We were getting the cheaper stuff, and it just kind of worked out that way. And we ended up upgrading while we were talking to them. But I mean, there's just cheaper than what we got for sure.
Yeah,
which is still going to be light years better than what you have if you have stock.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Stock is trash. So, I mean, pretty much probably any company is going to be better. 3,000 might be close to 3,000.
Yeah, it was close. It was in that neighborhood. It was less than that, but it was in that neighborhood for the quotes that people were getting. But again, like that's like the top of the line suspension you're getting, and that's riding away with it all installed right, because the guy who's installing Olene suspension at the rally is one of the guys who helped design it. So,
yeah, man, he knew his stuff, and you guys will see in the video.
You'll see that
he's
in the video.
Super knowledgeable and a good dude, and he actually does YouTube videos for Olene. So you might have actually seen him before. When you see him on our video, you might recognize him.
So I think if you went with HD 159s, you would probably be around 1,600 or 1,700 or so installed at a rally. Probably front and rear. Yeah. So, again, like I'm sure Suspension Technologies is a good company, but when you start talking about suspension and you start talking about price, you can have a variation of, $1,500 depending on what product you're putting on what level product you're putting on your bike. It's as simple as that. But yeah, anything's better than stock.
I love it.
It's crazy.
It's a game changer. And I only got the rears.
Yeah.
Thank you, Des. Definitely hit the thumbs up, guys. Mm-hmm. Just the ride back was so much. I mean, other than the cold, the actual comfort of the bike was just night and day riding back. It's amazing the difference it makes.
Yep.
I can't believe I went that long without doing it.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks, Des. And if you guys haven't watched Windroad Therapy's Forgotten Angels videos, go check them out. You just dropped another one yesterday.
Yep.
He says Fox, no way, bro. Yeah, Fox is making suspension, man. Roland Sands is putting Fox on some of his bikes, so
yeah, they're becoming a little more popular. I've seen more of them lately.
It's
would have a great time at the camp out. Wish I could be there. So I assume that's in Florida, right? I don't have time to watch or money to spend on motorcycles anymore. I have to spend all my time watching RV vids and buying RV stuff.
You know he bought an RV, right?
Did he though?
He bought one.
Mm-hmm. I'm confused because wasn't he?
He bought a trailer.
But I'm confused. Like he was talking trash to us about just wanting to buy one.
I know.
Like recently, within the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Are you sure, Moose? Did you buy one for real? Like recently? You've seen the inside of Fox's stuff. It's jewelry.
Is that good or bad, Justin?
I don't know what that means. It means it just looks good, or is it actually like good? The link brake system. Have you gotten used to the link brake system? So
listen, I like the link brake system. There's one thing, and again, like this is something we should probably do a video on. Yeah. I liked my Softail where, if you were going around a corner and you could just drag your rear brake just a little bit, the bike settled down and, the back end settled down, the front didn't move. But with the link braking, like the whole bike kind of settles. So it takes you a minute to kind of get used to that. The one thing that I did not like about and do not like about the link brake system is when we came home from Biketoberfest, I had a problem with my front brake. And I had brake fluid leak out of the bike. And because of that, I was basically back brake only. And when you give it too much back brake, it then wants to feather to the front brake. Well, when there's nothing to feather to, you actually wind up with less brakes than you would have on.
Well, I mean,
it's
not accounting for your bike not being in proper working order.
No, but it's like having an emergency brake where, your emergency brake is going to feather to your, front brake, and you're pulling the emergency brake because you have a problem with your front brake, and then your front brake doesn't work anyway. So it's just, I don't know.
So maintain your stuff and make sure you have brake fluid.
Yeah, maintain your stuff. Yeah, don't have a washer go bad in your ABS module.
Don't have certain dealerships.
Wasn't the deal? I came from the factory screwed up.
No way.
Huh?
No way.
Yeah. How no way? It's not
just even miraculously happened instantly after you had it serviced.
It's not part of a 1K service. They don't touch it.
Okay.
So
pick up one DDK. That's what have a smallest one script. What are we talking about?
Pretty right. It's $30K for a bike that comes with shit shocks. Gotta love it. Listen, man. Listen.
I don't tell you about that.
I don't think anybody's putting a bike out there that's all that much different. Especially not after talking to a couple of Goldwing people.
Yo. And just seeing what you got to do to get your gas cap open to put some fuel in your Goldwing, bro.
Talk about it.
You got to open like 5 different doors and hit 6 different buttons. Like, I can't memorize that code,
it's a 12-step program to put gas in the Goldwing.
12-step process to put the gas in there. It's pretty nuts. Campers all over the country. I'm headed to, okay. Right. And then, I'm seeing on YouTube on a daily about issues with people who have Indians and the Indian Challenger and stuff. So, to act like there's a bike out there that doesn't have its issues is silly. They're all machines. Mm-hmm. They're all machines. They're all going to have an issue here or there. It is what it is.
Yep.
I put Progressive 430 on my Dyna Lowrider for a little over $500. Now I wish I had waited till I saved up more and bought a little better shot.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. Listen.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the Progressives.
You get what you pay for. I did not consider Progressives really. That was one company that I did not even,
Well, didn't Austin have them on his when he got
Austin had, because he had 944s, because that's the shortest shock on the market. And I think that's part
but
of.
he didn't put those on.
I don't know. He did or didn't.
No, they came. The
They
Progressives came on that bike that he had,
Okay.
and I don't know if that's something that came on
It
those
is not something that
CVOs
came
or if
stock.
whoever
It
owned it had it.
Did not come stock CVO.
So whoever owned it had it because he had those when
Yeah.
he got it. I
Yeah.
remember that he didn't do anything with the shock.
And again, like the 944 is this short, like whatever it is, 11 3/4 inch shock. Like
he lowered it from that.
It's not even going to be,
Well,
amazing.
that's one of the people I'm talking about, HDAV Traveler. I know he's had a lot of issues with his Challenger, and he's not the only one. So, I mean, to act like, everybody wants to give Harley a hard time because of the issues they have, but everybody's got their issues. They're just different issues depending on which brand it is.
So, again, like some people here, progressives, and listen, not only obviously are there different levels of product when you're talking suspension within all of these companies, but if the suspension isn't set up correctly, it's going to be shit anyway.
Yeah. And, dirty air, I know a lot of people that, love the dirty air or the air ride systems.
Yep.
But then equally as many people that say, don't freaking do air. Like, there's nothing but problems. So,
and I know a lot of people have had problems with air shocks.
Yeah.
I know people love them. But you know what I mean?
So,
again, if I'm going to have a custom bagger that I'm going to lower and let sit on the frame when I'm at a bike night, that would be awesome. But there's two things. One, I don't go to a lot of bike nights. And two, I want a bike that's going to be dependable,
if all you ride your $50,000 bagger too is bike nights, then the air is probably the way to go. But if you're actually laying down miles, I don't know if that's the way to go.
Yeah, so
and I'm not saying it's bad. I don't know. I haven't had it. I'm just going off of what people say. So I Rider has the dirty air on his. He likes it,
and that's awesome. But again, like air ride was never. I did not consider air ride, not even for a minute.
No, I haven't either. I do want a center stand though.
Do you?
Yeah.
I know a guy you could probably buy one off of.
I want a center stand. They're not expensive. Just because, in certain situations, it does look nice to have it, the stance that it puts it in, as opposed to kind of leaning it over on the regular stand. Very cool. No, not even close. I'm trying to.
So what do you got? Where are we around here? The 3-hour mark.
Nah, I'm happy to be doing it live again, man. It seems like it's been an eternity since we've done one.
Yeah, been a couple weeks.
It's been more than a couple now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like 3 weeks since we did one, which is I missed the live streams and all these crazy SOBs in the side chat, which it's been a good group tonight. Obviously Friday night, which we don't usually do.
It's monkey night.
It's normally monkey night, which I kind of like because don't have to worry about working tomorrow.
No,
you kick some back. I mean, you had your 5.5%, which was apparently 12%, but. We did a little switcheroo with Monkey because he's away with the family and he wanted to get one in this week, and he messaged me and it was like, hey, what do you think about switching, because we want to do one, but we're going to be away Friday night, so that's why we're on Friday night.
Thank you, Traveler.
Sleeps 2 to 3 in theory. In reality, it will barely fit me and my switch bag.
Told you bought a trailer.
Wow. So what led to that?
If you were in the Discord more, you'd know.
I saw something about it, but I didn't think they were like being serious.
No, he's being serious.
I mean, I saw people saying, "Oh, Moose bought an RV."
A picture of it and everything.
But I didn't see the picture. I know you ain't talking because I spent hours in there the other day and you were nowhere to be found. So I think it's kind of good. We're like hitting at different times. Listen, I'll say one thing: if you join the Backers and Brew membership and you get in the Discord, it's impossible to keep up with. These guys are 24/7, so they're hardcore.
So. Justin knows this now. Justin really knows suspension.
Well, ain't nobody want to get in the nerd aspects of it.
Without doing back-to-back comparisons, it's hard to know how much better each suspension is. As long as it's better than what you had, you'll be happy. And that's exactly what I think.
Yeah, I mean, we're by no means trying to tell you what we have is the best. We're just telling you that if you're coming from stock, it's awesome and you'll love
100%, 100%.
And
I'm not knocking anybody else's stuff.
because I know Legends is very comparable, and I know that the Wilburs, are
Mm.
awesome. And what's the one? The hell's on two wheels is supposedly pushing.
Yes.
It's might be great.
What do you call technologies? Yeah.
Something technology like might be great, and they're probably all good compared to, what Harley's putting out.
What's up, Neil?
Just upgrade,
Alaska,
man. Just
Neil.
upgrade because it'll make a world of a difference from that stock stuff that you might be on. And I know because I spent 5 years on it, and for 5 years I've been saying I wanted to get aftermarket and get pushing it off, and I'm just kicking myself now knowing how awesome it is.
But again, like when you look at suspension and you look at the prices of suspension, know that there are different tiers of products.
Right.
And you know what? Different tiers cost different money for a reason. I mean, it's I thought what we were getting is overkill, and the more I learned, the more I now know that I'm glad we went the way we did.
Thought it was overkill, huh?
Oh yeah.
I didn't. I just didn't want to spend much more for it, but it just worked out. And
he must have upgraded.
So confused.
He must have upgraded.
So confused.
Yep. So
lost the millions of brain cells in the last hour.
Good thing you had millions to lose, buddy.
What are you trying to say? Is anybody else drinking a beer right now other than me? Am I the only one that's still drinking beers? I mean, it's a Friday night. I mean, it's only 11 o'clock on a Friday, guys. Come on. So what's your plans for the weekend?
Oh, I'm going to North Jersey.
For what?
Huh?
For what?
Birthday party, man. You know that.
Well, I was trying to just get you to talk.
Is that what it was? I was reading comments.
Conversation.
Dallas is going to have Tam on a live stream. There you go. Dallas Face Mullet.
So we are going to be guests on some live streams.
We are actually.
So, I think they already were posting them. So we'll go ahead and tell you. We are going to be guests on April 10th. April 10th. On the V Twin Life podcast.
I don't know when that'll get released. Will that be released on April 10th? I don't know how.
I think he does it live.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
I think he does it live, and it's on a Sunday.
Okay.
So we'll be on that. If you guys know Dallas Woods, he's normally in here. I haven't seen him tonight, but he's also a member of our channel memberships.
Yep. Cool
dude, supports the channel. He has a good podcast that it's actually doing really well. And he asked us to be a guest on that. So we're going to do that on April 10th, which is a Sunday. That's going to be live at 8 o'clock on a Sunday.
Yep.
So you'll be able to watch that. So hopefully all you guys tune in for that. And then we're going to be on Bry the Bikers live stream.
A while out, right?
On April 27th.
Okay.
So obviously we got a little over a month before that. But that he's booked out before that. So we'll be on that, and that's on a Wednesday. That's one of his Wednesday lives, and he usually has Junior Fat Boy, Harley Fat Boy Junior or whatever on there with him. So we're going to be on with him with that on Wednesday the 27th.
Sweet.
So those are two lives that we're going to be guests on. And then we haven't really talked about our lives, but we'll start planning and looking for some guests. I know we've got some options. We've got some guests in the wings that we just need to get dates kind of nailed down to. So we got some good stuff planned. But you know what? The riding season is just about here. The weather's warming up. It's time to get some rides in. And we're gonna be doing some riding and getting some good riding videos. After get your neck bearings fixed. Well, that's this week. It'll be good to go. And we're going to start riding, man. And I don't know what the plan is for live streams during the riding season. It might not be as frequent as we did during the winter. Still going to do them. But we're still going to do them. And we'll have some good ones with just us, and we'll have some good guests. So, there's only 8 where James is, so he's on the West Coast? Must be. Nice. You don't have a live, but you're excited to have us. Cool. I don't know if you guys noticed this. This lovely beer froster right here. If you haven't seen the video, newair.com. Go get your beer froster with turbo settings.
We do have a 10% code for it.
We do have a 10% code for that, and I don't know what it is. It's on the video.
Watch the video.
Baggers _and_ brews, I think. Some really awesome settings. It's a really top-notch, first-class beer. I mean, it's really classy with this glass. This heated glass door that never frosts up, which is pretty dope. Could be the centerpiece of your man cave if you want to go get one. And if you do, let them know that we sent you.
Or just use the code.
And they will know. So, pretty cool stuff. I seen the video.
It's sad on my, but yes. So
wait, they have different stuff, bro. This was the higher end bougie stuff. This was bougie, but they have cheaper ones.
Oh, they got a $3.99 one. It'll still save you 10%.
Okay, Jupe. Well, they have. Do you drink wine?
Mm-hmm. He does.
You're from
drink
Virginia,
wine.
so no, probably not.
No, he probably drinks like berry wine or something like.
He probably drinks like bagged wine.
Yeah,
or boxed wine.
Ouch.
So maybe this isn't right for you. They have humidors.
They do have humidors
and ice makers,
and the code does apply to humidors. So
yeah, man, they got a lot of cool stuff. Check them out, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to get a humidor. Actually,
somebody has a humidor. Iowa Hog Rider. Somebody has one of the humidors.
Need a humidor. Huh? Summer's coming. I'm ready to do some cigar smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Adam, we have a video out on this. This is what they call their beer froster. It's got some pretty cool settings. This one is supposed to fit 120 cans, which I believe that's 12-ounce cans.
Yeah.
So if you're doing the craft beer cans,
if you're doing our cans,
if you're doing some Bud Light cans, you're gonna put 120 in here, no problem. Mm-hmm. But if you're doing some craft cans, which are the 16-ounce taller cans, it's not gonna fit as many, but you can still put a lot in here. It's pretty cool, man. I'm happy with it. Are you happy with it? I'm happy with awesome. It. It's an awesome fridge, man. Beer froster. I'm sorry. It's got turbo mode. It's got party mode. It's got a sensor that will let you know if this door is open too long. It'll start beeping. So if you accidentally close it, but don't close it all the way, and it pops back open, and it's left open, and you walk away, it'll start beeping. It'll beep, which is cool. It's got a heated door, which makes it so that this glass window here never frosts up, so that you can't see the beer, so it always stays nice and clear. Pretty cool, man. It's pretty high technology for what looks like a little dormitory college fridge. So cool stuff. Corey, that's setting outside for 35 minutes. What?
They're talking about box wine.
Oh, box wine. When you drink too much, you guess.
That's funny.
That's gross.
So, all right.
Good stuff, man.
Good stuff. Good live.
I'm just enjoying my beverage. You guys don't have any other questions or any other comments? Now's your last chance. Otherwise, we're going to sign off. Call it a night.
Yep.
Speak now. You guys can buy a merch from Troop Does Corey Monday nights. Good live stream. Troop was the Strawberry Hill. Good night. Yes, sir. I got to get up in the morning and go antique shopping with the Piney Princess. Cool. We'll wrap it up, man.
Droop, Dallas, and Corey, Monday nights. Good live stream.
Monday nights.
I would buy some Droop. I'd buy some Droop merch.
Good night,
Steve.
Des.
Thanks.
Good night,
Thanks, guys.
Guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, Bill. We met Bill.
Yeah,
we're going to wrap it up. And I don't know when our next one's going to be, but we'll have something out to let you guys know. It won't be too long. We will definitely do it sooner than this last stretch was.
Yeah.
Do you have Oleans on the beer froster? Yes. We have the external canners. You can't see them. The chairs are in the way. But
Later, Justin.
we got a bunch of stuff coming out, a bunch of videos we're working on. We got a lot of footage to go through.
Mm-hmm.
So expect a lot of cool stuff coming up. And riding season is upon us. So riding videos are coming back. You guys all have a great weekend. And we'll see you on the next one.
See you guys later.
Deuces.